It's game time!
Thanks, Mom.
They're just as sweet as candy, aren't they? Okay, I got this. I'll give you a hand. Well, not really, because I am a hand, and hands can't have hands. But I can change the game. Swipe and color bomb. Look out! She cracked the candy code. You are an ace, bro! But your style game needs a level up. I think some upgrades are in order! I always carry a spare. Let's go! Whoppa! You won't find these in aisle 5. Ooh, careful. They bruise easily. For the horde! Lock and load! This might be my greatest gift of all. Gaming has gone pro, and I'm taking you all with me. Now that's how you change the game! Head on with it, people! This tournament's not gonna win itself.
Hello and welcome everybody to the day 2 of Activision Blizzard Media's esports tournament, the Can Classic. So if this is your first time joining us, we'll forgive you, but you did miss a lot of fun yesterday in our day 1. If you don't know about this tournament, the Can Classic is launched by Activision Blizzard Media in partnership with Can Lions to provide a fun and unique offering to connect virtual and showcase their amazing games.
Yeah, Jen and myself will be with you again today. And if you don't know about Activision Blizzard Media, well, they're the advertising arm, forearm, and bicep of what we get from the video game publisher of Activision Blizzard. Of course, known, like you mentioned, and like you saw from teams and games like Candy Crush, Crash Bandicoot. Lots of nostalgia there for me personally. And of course, what we got today, Call of Duty. And well, Activision Blizzard Media is going to help connect brands and players with some fan-first integrated advertising experience across gaming and esports. So definitely keep your eye out.
Yeah, we're going to go into Search and Destroy today. It's going to be fun. For those who don't know about Search and Destroy that did not catch day 1, kind of break it to you down dummy style. So there's one team that has a bomb, one team that does not have a bomb. The attacking team wants to plant a said bomb and hope it goes off, prevent any diffusing from going through, or completely eliminate the other team, the defending team. And speaking of that defending team, they don't have a bomb. They want to prevent the bomb from being planted by eliminating the attacking team or by defusing the bomb once it's been planted, hopefully before it goes off.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because out of yesterday, we've gotten through most of our top 24 teams, and beyond that, some of our round of 16 has also been determined. But all of the squads that we had today, and yesterday for that matter, they're competing in a single elimination style bracket, just playing Search and Destroy, but it is a best of 3. So we'll see 3 different maps. They are predetermined based on what round that we're in. So you'll see the same maps based on whatever round we happen to kind of coincide with. But beyond that, it's teams of 3. Now, the competitive format of Call of Duty, Jen, as we mostly know from the Call of Duty League, it's actually 4v4. We've abbreviated that a little bit. A lot more pressure on these individuals to go into a 3v3 overall. And well, what we saw from day number 1, expectations were largely off of whoever had the best collection of 3 players was going to find success. That was very true. We had a couple of individual standout players for some squads that actually have been eliminated. So it very much so is a team-based game centric around the communication and synergy that you have with the other players on your squad. And the teams that we have today are really going to be tested in that feat because we're starting to get down to just the last couple of few.
Yeah, and tonight kicks off our second day of matches, and you can watch all of these matches right here. So make sure you subscribe, follow to Activision Blizzard Media's YouTube channel. So subscribe for alerts so that you know when we're live. And you can also follow along with the conversation on Twitter using the hashtag #TheCanClassic.
Oh, and hey, speaking of Twitter, by the way, you do need to get out there because we're going to be recognizing some of the top players from the past couple of days and awarding a first ever Can Classic MVP. And let me tell you, I know these guys for firsthand experience are playing for that MVP trophy. Yeah, the big one at the end, but to come away not just the best team, but the best player, that's huge. So after today's gameplay, it's going to be up to you guys, the viewers, to choose who wins that title. So make sure you keep an eye out for those top players. We'll be sure to mention a few of them as we watch them on screen happen.
Yeah, and yesterday we finished a bunch of rounds with 12 teams making it to today. So we got a lot of got rid of that extra fat. So our remaining teams will go head to head in Call of Duty Cold War as they continue to fight for the glory, the best agency, and an epic trophy.
Yeah, and looking at the bracket for what we had from last time, again, we did play through half of that round of 16. So WK United, SAS, McNuggies, and Farm Team have already advanced, but the first part of our broadcast will be focused on that bottom side of the top 16. And watch out for this Omega Lol and 3P Frags game. It should be a pretty good one. This OMD squad that makes up Omega Lol, really talented. And, well, I'll tell you one player to watch out for, Sean Nolson in specific. Oh, they'll be interesting to see if they can come through with a lot of the favor that we've seen from previous showcases. I'm really excited to see them kind of go through the mix. And here is the schedule overall for you guys. Again, we've got just a kind of a briefer schedule than we had from yesterday because, again, we'll be watching multiple matches at the same time. So 5 o'clock, we'll be watching the Omega Lol versus 3P game, like I mentioned, but also Catch Us in a Respawn versus Weber Warriors. And Jen, that Catch Us in a Respawn squad really stole our attention yesterday. I'm excited to see them play again here today.
Yeah, catch me get excited for that match. I'm so stoked for them to get on stream. So we're going to have lots of matches go down at the same time. And we're going to be jumping in and out. There's barely going to be any breaks. So I hope you guys brought your snackies and your waters because the gameplay is already going down. Let's go check in with Omega Lol versus 3P Frags.
Oh, and what a start it's been here for 3P Frags. I'm not going to lie. I was talking to one of our coordinators, Britt. I was saying Sean Nolson's going to drop 15 today. He's 0-4. I may have misspoke a little bit because Headliner, he's headlining this match. He's 4-1. Does find himself in a 1v2 situation. So hold your horses for now as he's going to have to try to corral this situation and maybe try to play for a plan. The good news, though, Jen, and we talked about this yesterday, but you'll notice a couple of indicators. He does have the bomb. And beyond that, here's a free kill. Looking for a second, but not going to happen. One of my all-time favorite NA names, A Bag of Milk, which really does paint a picture. He finds the trade, and that will be the first round coming through for the side of Omega Lol, rather.
Omega Lol. We're probably going to slip that one by a few times. And hey, shout out to my Canadians, Bag of Milk. I see you. It's the correct way to be drinking that. 3-1. So I'm just going to keep talking so you can't disagree with me. It's best of 3. The maps are predetermined, by the way. So we're starting with Raid, then we go to Moscow. And if needed for a final map, it will be Express.
Yeah, very similar map set, obviously, than what we had yesterday at the very end of the day. But we saw Express in round 1 as well being played. We talked a lot about how the maps are kind of formulated, or formed rather, I guess I should say, to how 4v4 has worked, you know, because if you're remembering Modern Warfare, which I'm sure a lot of people multiplayer-wise, maybe even still are playing, those maps are huge because it's 5 versus 5. You've got 10 total players, but now that you only have 8, Butch Quail, he's going to go for the execution. Had the bow hunter execute animation, but his teammate will take it away. Butch Quail still finds another elimination, and it all comes down to A Bag of Milk, who will not get out of garage. So 3P Frags, my goodness, what a start this has been.
It's just this map in particular for Raid. There's 2 bomb sites on opposite sides of the map, but they're very exposed and it's a very long range lane. So I could see the hesitation from both sides of the attack of really trying to play this passively, which means to kind of wait for your opponent to make a move first. And you end up in these stalemates where there's not much action. But what happens when there's only 3 people instead of your 4 in the regular Call of Duty Pro League is that there's lots of time and room for flanks to happen. And that's how these people can sneak all behind your team and kill you all.
Yeah, and you know, the aggression that we're seeing from 3P Frags has been really potent. No way. Jen, I've seen this before. This is one of those situations where 3P Frags are feeling so good about how they're playing. Oh, maybe not. I was about to say they're going to send one player out to try to go 1v3. I've done this before where you're feeling so confident where you send one player out. Once he dies, you send the second player out. Once that player dies, then you send the third. But looks like there are some connectivity issues. Hopefully we can get them back into the mix because right now it's just Reindeer BK, who's the only player moving around. You even have a player from Omega Lol who's also dropped away. So keep in mind that we're at a 4-1 total. If for some reason this gets a little hairy, we very well may need to go into a full reset at 4-1. We'll see how things unfold.
Yeah, we'll have to let the admins deal with that. We're just the ones who have to yell and make things sound smart, but adminning is out of my realm of expertise. Let's go check in with another game. That's the beauty of having so many things go on at the same time. Same map, different teams. Catch Us in Respawn versus Weber Warriors. If I can say that right. 3-0.
Yeah, the Weber Warriors. I don't know if Weber State is the Warriors by default, like their mascot. No, because they're the Wildcats. So Weber State's in Utah. I was going to say, I was like, what is their mascot? Because I wonder if they're all hailing from that part of Utah, but not the case. So the Weber Warriors, different situation. Still, you feel like, hey, maybe there's an opportunity for them to kind of get into the mix early. But we've already talked about this Catch Us in a Respawn squad. They looked great yesterday. And the 3 Bs of this squad all participated very evenly. We're seeing that come through once more. Only 3 deaths to speak of so far for Catch Us in a Respawn, which makes you think that maybe they need to change their team name because their Search and Destroy is just as good as maybe as their Respawn is alluding to.
And Weber Warriors maybe not doing so high. You can see the scoreboard. KD stands for kills and deaths. So if you're good at math, there's only 3 kills from Weber Warriors, and what do we got? 13 total for Catch Us and Respawn, and they just keep stacking up. Catch Us and Respawn in a 3v1. It's up to each Shatapaya. I don't know how to say that, but it's up to them.
Yeah, it's Shatapaya. It's Chapeta. We'll figure it out. We'll have some fun with that one. But it's going for a defuse. The problem is there are players who are watching over the bomb site, and that will lead to a very easy kill from up top in bedroom. Very common post-plant situation, and this is something that we'll talk about a lot if you missed this yesterday. Again, like Jen said at the top of the show, shame on you, but we'll forgive you this one time. But as you start to get the bomb planted, there are a couple of very key positions that are very difficult to actually bounce the offensive team away from. So in that specific instance, getting to top bedroom is very crucial to essentially just watch over the B site. It leads to a very easy angle, very easy gunfight, and you see that come through very successfully. 5-0 up for the side of Catch Us in a Respawn, looking very convincing so far in this first map.
Looking like a B-side approach. They got to watch their mid-cross, and that's so you got to look both sides of the road. BJ gets a double kill. Catch Us in a Respawn in a 2v1 versus Crab Cakes.
Yes, indeed. I do love a good crab cake, tell you that much. But, nearly gets the stick of the Semtex Big Chungus. Looking for the rebattle. Crab Cake's going to be tested here as he comes up the stairs. Jen, we talked about it. COD timing. You look away at just the exact wrong moment, and you find yourself essentially getting shot in the back. 7-1 for Big Chungus. B-Tomps as well. Another good start to the day for him. But as we get back into the mix, it's Ometalol and 3P Frags. Looks like the players have rejoined the previous lobbies. So I think we were at 4-1 overall. Ometalol has brought this back to more sizable weight as it's a 3-4 situation. Nice shot from Reindeer BK. And they just have to defend this bomb for a couple extra seconds. They've done it. They're going to be able to just watch this bomb explode because there's not enough time for a defusal.
You get to watch your teammate explode. It does in fact do damage. It wouldn't be, Call of Duty realism if the bomb didn't take you out with it. So, and you reminded everyone yesterday, a few times, 7.5 seconds. Yes. And there's a big old timer at the top of your screen that'll let you know how much time you got left.
Yeah, and this Ometalol team should know that. These 3 guys, they've played, I think, every North American showcase we've had with the Activision Media Blizzard showdowns that we've had before, and they've always done pretty darn well. So they should be very aware of what the timings look like here, and not just this game, because it's Call of Duty in general. It's always 5 seconds for a plant, 7.5 for a defuse. But Reindeer BK, he's continuing to lay on the sniper pressure. That's a little ACOG on top of a Pellington, if I'm not mistaken, which it does hit hard. And, we'll just keep watching a bag of Milk's body lay rest here right inside mid as Headliner will find the second kill. A pizza tattoo, last player left, and, Headliner is right behind him on the chase. Oh, he wants an execution. You can already feel it. Give it to him. Let's see it. Oh, it's an axe to the head. No. That's brutal.
And there is sound in this game in terms of footsteps, but if you have the ninja perk, put on, it does reduce that noise. So sometimes you do get snuck up on like this. And I think if you're just standing in the same spot for a long time, you always got to check your flank every once in a while, especially
Yeah.
if no one's checking it for you.
Indeed the case. And I'm not going to lie, I am very surprised by the lack of results from Omedelol. They were a team that we kind of got the notes on from production. Hey, we've seen them before. My memory isn't what it used to be at my young age, but it still remembered all three of those players playing together. I'm not going to lie. I thought for sure that these three were going to be able to put up more of a fight. I mean, they were getting absolutely bodied. And I think that says a lot about 3P Frags. We saw them yesterday. They were very clean, very polished. They're putting on a show for us here once again. So I'm very excited to see what they have to offer for the second map coming up. Like you mentioned, we'll be seeing Moscow in the mix. A little bit wider of a map, but it is still a 3-lane map when it comes down to it. Again, you're going to see kind of a north lane, a middle lane, and a south lane, kind of going from east to west, if you will. Catch us in a respawn, now squaring up with a 1-map advantage versus the Weber Warriors. They will have our first look at this Moscow map.
You can see who's carrying the bomb. The bottom left side of your screen, the map overview. Big Chungus doing that. A lot of A site action, and you're gonna know when this bomb is planted when that A icon goes from black to the color of the team that is planting. And then you'll hear an annoying beep, as it's a very stressful beep, because if it keeps beeping, it'll eventually explode. So it looks like Weber Warriors got some intel that they're going over to A.
Yeah, this is going to be really interesting because the rotation could come from middle simultaneously with what happens in this front lobby. And well, Wire actually gave up his position. He took a couple of shots onto Big Chungus, but was not able to connect them. So it's B-Toms finds the second kill. Chungus will make his way over to plant. Decent shots there from Wire for a first kill on the BJD, but he's got a lot more to work through, as this would technically have to be a 1v3.
That's a tall ask. Wire having to defuse this bomb is coming all the way around the back. And you see B-Toms and Chungus. So you have Tom's kind of checking the flank, Chungus right on the bomb, so they could literally see if it's being defused, but breaking that glass is gonna let Catches and Respawn know what's coming, and Wire couldn't even pick off one. And that's Catches and Respawn with the first round win.
Yeah, really good stuff. And I think a lot of it just comes, like you mentioned, just off this hit over towards A. B-Toms does a really nice job. And this is the key position around the A site. You'll see a lot of the professional players really dig in to try to get towards this brick wall, because it got the ability to not only give you what we like to call a heady, where essentially all that's showing when you're firing back is your head. But beyond that, it has the ability of playing safely on your side or getting aggressive onto the defensive side pretty much for free. So I really like the fact that B-Tom's able to find that first blood and then take that position away. It leads to a really good look over that A-bomb site, and beyond that also helps them gain that first round.
And keep in mind, everyone, body shots do less damage than headshots, just like in real life. So when you see that kill feed in the bottom left, if it shows a gun, it's a body shot. If it shows a white skull with a red circle, it's a headshot. And if you stick your own teammate with a Semtex, it'll be the same colored team doing that. So I'm not sure about that play, but it's 2-0 now for Catches and Respawn.
Yeah, that's really tough. The funny thing about the Semtex is... as we kind of see it right there, is it's common. It's more common than it has been in previous games. I mean, even the best players in the Call of Duty League have been subject to sticking a teammate and finding a team kill or two. I mean, there were some really funny moments in the opening weeks of the Call of Duty League where players had stuck each other and it led to a multi-kill, and it's just like one of those Drake moments, like, oh no, not again type of things. And well, we'll see how things unfold here. Hopefully the Weber Warriors can try to bounce back after being down 0-2 to start. Chungus has just got the left and right fists at the moment. Is he looking for a punch down? It sure feels that way, and he hasn't seen anybody, so he's being very cautious about how he wants to approach, but we could be seeing a little Mike Tyson cosplay coming out of Big Chungus.
Ah, he got found. Big Chungus. Too big, too chunky. But also, that I like that he's nerfing himself. If Catches and Respawn think it's like a huge team difference, they're giving them a chance. Fists only gameplay, baby. 2 versus 2. Weber Warriors only have 2 kills on the board. So now they know the bomb is down. So Catches and Respawn have to recover this.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting because the B side is wide open. So rotationally, Weber Warriors are going to have to get through not just the site itself, but also maybe the scope of BJD. What in the quick scope is that? Oh my goodness. I'm not just gassing it up. That was impressive as all get out. What an incredible shot from BJD.
Wow. 2-0. No more fists. No more playing around.
Do it.
This bomb has been planted. Oh, he's sneaking up. Ichatapaya. No. That sounds like a warrior cry.
They have like an Aztec warrior battle cry.
Oh.
And he kills him. I'm not gonna lie, style points not there because that is the default execution move. So the Russian judge is getting very smirky about it. But regardless, still impressive nonetheless off of the quick scope. 3-0 start for Catch Us in a Respawn. And this is the thing, Jen, we get to this point in the tournament and you feel like the competition should be heightened. But if you're seeing the confidence just oozing through this map from Catch Us in a Respawn, I think it says a lot about what we should expect from this team moving beyond this round, which it looks like very well could and maybe even in some instances should happen as they're up 3-0 in the second map, already up 1-0. But Chetapayev will find one. Chungus, don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Do it.
Don't you dare. He finds one. His teammates aren't turning around. He's going to get a second. Oh my goodness. Is he Rambo? Very well maybe, but not going to find the third. And the Weber Warriors will finally get about at least around to the board.
I think I would just lose my mind if he got an ace with fists. So I think that'd be a little bit demoralizing, but this is you brought up yesterday the power and importance of communicating with the team, whether it's not semtexing or sticky grenading your own teammate or letting people know there's Rambo behind you with an elbow to the chest. So be careful what's behind you.
He looks like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, the people's elbow coming into play. I'm not gonna lie, I was not a big wrestling fan as a kid, but I feel like everyone out there should be accepting Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as their Lord and Savior because he's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
I have.
I'm proud of you. Same, by the way, big same. But for Catch Us in a Respawn, posturing around the middle of the map, very confidently, mind you, but they're actually positioning in a good position to work between both sites. And yeah, Chungus. Big Chungus at that. Very large Chungus. And if he finds these two kills with his hands, you could say even massive Chungus. He's going to find one. Oh, no. Wait, he doesn't even know. That's even worse. Finds the first, reads the second. Turn around, crab cakes. You're too delicious to be done. Oh, my goodness. The pursuit is on, and the punches are in. 4-1. Go Catch Us in a Respawn.
If we keep seeing these Chungus fists, he's going to make me act up in ranked. I'm going to jump in ranked fists out. I'm like, if Chungus can do it, I can do it. My teammates are not going to be too pleased about this. So, wow. He almost died, though. He almost died. No ace yet. So
almost is only good in horseshoes and hand grenades, they say. Or is that close enough? One of the two. I think we could say they're both the same. But you put the brass knuckles on Big Chungus. He'll make you pay. 4-1, though, that's the big key. And the Weber Warriors, they really need to win this next round. Going down 5-1, it's going to feel pretty unsalvageable, I would say. So, I mean, you really just need to find a first blood here and then hopefully get a good post-plant setup. That's what I'm looking for here from Weber Warriors.
We're seeing Weber Warriors also just do a lot of crouch walking, which you tell me if this is necessary or common, but if you would have the ninja perk, you don't do as much noise and you kind of need to move with confidence. You need to get the objective done before the defense set up around you.
Yeah, but Ninja's not perfectly dead silence from games before. You still can hear footsteps if you're really cranking up your headset to hear everything. So crouching will make you perfectly silent. And, well, how about this? Wire gets a Semtex off plus the Krig for a second kill. B-Toms, 1v3 situation, finds the first. Oh, actually reads the second, but unfortunately was already starting to turn away as he gave up the idea of holding that laundry area. So good double here from Wire, and we'll see it from his perspective. Big JD was looking at Chungus and says, that fisticuffs thing looked like fun. I'll try it myself, but could not quite get there in time.
And if you guys see the gas mask icon pop up on the screen, so obviously for the observing view, you're not going to see what the player looks like when they're flashbanged or concussed by the tacticals that are thrown from the other team. So if they have the tactical mask perk equipped, this gives them extra resistance against those tacticals like flashbang stuns and stuff like that, which is really important. Along with flak jacket, if you see a vest with a 6-pack, that reduces the amount of explosive damage and it won't reduce the damage from a fist. So Chungus is at it again.
He's really going at it, man. You have to, at a certain point, just respect it. And the funny thing is, like, even with your fists out, you still can get the execution animation, but he's just going to right hook, left jab every single time so far. I mean, really getting the work done on the speed bag, apparently, outside of game, as he's really been able to put the punish on. But it is a 1v1 situation. Crab Cakes, well, they're in a really interesting position because defensively, Crab Cake's middle of the map could respond very easily to either of the bomb sites, but Chungus, those are shots in the air saying, come and get me. Let's see how this goes.
23 seconds left on the top of your screen. If the attack doesn't plant the bomb, the defense wins. So this is more on Big Chungus to find Crab Cakes, or I guess maybe Chungus wants to extend this series and goes right after him, puts the barrel in his chest, and now we're on round point for Catches and Respawn.
You know, look, shooting bodies in Call of Duty is essentially how you BM your opponent. I don't know if this is deserved, though. I mean, let's be a little easy here, Chungus. This is looking like a runaway. He's 10-3 at the moment, by the way. Very impressive considering he's shot his gun like 2 rounds. But for the Weber Warriors, definitely looking like they've been outmatched in this, at least this series in particular. Would have been interested to see what they were having to offer, because I think this is actually their first match. They got a bye going into round 2, so the Catches and Respawn squad, they were actually tested when we actually watched them from yesterday, not being tested here. So it's looking like they should be pretty much a shoe-in for quarterfinals. Just comes down to how long will it take for them to win their 6th round as they continue to try to finesse around the back. Chungus. Oh boy, here he comes. This is going to be dangerous.
He needs to be in the new Jaws movie. I feel like we should have a Jaws sound right now. Alt wire. Oh, 1-2 punch. Okay, maybe a 3 or 4 or 5 punches, but job still done. 2v2.
Oh, slides away. Gonna come on in. He actually catches another in the middle of the stun. Trying to throw out the utility. Chungus on 5 in a row. Looking like the newest prospect for MMA at the moment. Tom's over the bomb. Gonna be able to get the defuse. Over the top. Chungus not gonna quite be able to pull off the Batman moves. Can Crab Cakes check this in time? No. Not gonna get there in the nick of time. And with that, Catches and Respawn win their 6th round. And they actually move into the quarterfinals very cleanly.
This is when one of their... Look at this style shot. Anywho.
Yeah.
Big Chungus. Yeah. I didn't wake up today, and I thought I woke up today choosing violence, and Big Chungus, I think, I don't know if he chose the opposite by not bringing a gun to a gunfight, or if he did choose violence by bringing out his fists and hunting everyone down. I'll have to think about that.
Yeah, for real. It's just, at this stage of the game, you don't expect somebody to be able to run around with their fists and find success with it. That's terrifying. It makes you wonder what he's able to do with the weapon in his hands that are not just his knuckles. We get into map number 2 weapons. Here. 3P frags and Omega Wall. Britt, I might have to owe you because I was looking at Sean Nolson, a bag of milk and pizza tattoo, running away with this series. But like we mentioned from yesterday, Headliner, Reindeer, BK, and Bushquail, a collective 3 that we've seen before, and they are absolutely hammering Omega Wall, a major favorite, at least, and I think a lot of our eyes going into the tournament. But it's all 3P frags. They're up 1 map to nothing. Bushquail finds first blood here in round number 8, which if 3P frags wins, they'll take a 2-0 and move on to the quarterfinals.
Bushquail says, I got the kills and the bomb plant. Talk about MVP right there. 3P have the bomb down, 3 versus 2. Keep an eye on that time bank. At the top, 36 seconds left, and it takes 7.5 to defuse, but you don't even need it. 3P frags will take the series.
Unbelievable. I thought this match was going to be the closest that we were going to have all day. Like, these two teams, based on what we've seen from them in the past, oh, I was like, no way this doesn't go 3. It has to. Has to go 3. Not even a little bit. I mean, this was a blowout. And I have to say, I think for Bushquail, he might have to be in the running for some of the top plays overall. I mean, we didn't get a lot of time to see them play, but the fact that they got through Ometalol so cleanly, consider me surprised.
Maybe it's just the start of the day. You know, some teams woke up and grinded COD for 6 hours, and maybe some other players, some other teams just kind of here to have a good time. It's day 2, and don't forget, tomorrow will also be the semifinals and grand finals, the championship day. So only the best of the best will make it there, and we still have a lot of Call of Duty yet to go.
We sure do. And you won't send things just to a brief break for now. We'll finish off this round of 16, and the day will actually conclude with all of our quarterfinals matchups. You don't want to miss it. Don't go anywhere. More of the Can Classic coming up right after this.
Doing damage. 4 kills in a row for him.
His accuracy finds 2, make it 3. Octane, unbelievable shots from the young man. LaRue with a knife, he gets it. Method sticks it again.
It's game time!
Thanks, Mom.
They're just as sweet as candy, aren't they? Okay, I got this. I'll give you a hand. Well, you know, not really, because I am a hand, and hands can't have hands. But I can change the game. Swipe and color bomb. Look out! She cracked the candy code. You are an ace, bro, but your style game needs a level up. I think some upgrades are in order. I always carry a spare. Let's go! Whoppa! You won't find these in aisle 5. Ooh, careful. They bruise easily. For the horde! Lock and load. This might be my greatest gift of all. Gaming has gone pro, and I'm taking you all with me. Now that's how you change the game! Head on with it, people! This tournament's not gonna win itself.
Hey everybody. Welcome back to day 2 of Activision Blizzard Media's Can Classics. So we've been dropping a little bit of fun facts, some statistics that you can bring to your parties next time you see some people. In case you missed that last one, 40% of people say they played video games during the pandemic to connect with others. Alan, this is no surprise to us. We discussed how more people, more than ever, are spending time with gaming, whether they're playing or watching, like we all are right now.
Look, this is one of the cool things about this Activision Blizzard Media showcase that we've had in the past and the Can Classic now. The reason that it exists is because all of these branches of the same advertising arm essentially need to find a way to connect, or at least they want to find a way to connect, and why not play the games that you work on? I think it's absolutely brilliant that we have these, because the way that I look at these tournaments is kind of like a company softball game in a way. Like, let's get everyone together, let's play something that we're all mutually interested in, and that's happened across the course of really multitude of different communities and demographics, really largely across the world, not just in North America. So yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, it's actually really funny. I've got a couple of friends that are on a road trip right now because they just got out of lockdown and they want to go see all their friends they've been playing games with. I'll be seeing them later tonight. So, it's just really cool to see that connections can build online and then extend to the real world. I love to see it.
Yeah, and just finding those connections with others is just such a big motivator and a top reason why people will choose video games over other digital media platforms. I mean, look at everyone who signed up for this tournament, the Can Classic. They're spending time with their colleagues and their friends. We're seeing a lot of these players, like you mentioned. It's kind of like a company party or a get-together. There's only 3 of them, but most of these people come from the same company, which is really exciting. So I think we have our next set of matches ready to go.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it because now we start to get into the action where not only are we going to finish off some of these top 16 matches, but we're going to be getting into the quarterfinals here very, very soon. But before we do, how about this matchup? Back Alley Mafia versus the Kings of It, TKOI, one of our favorites coming into this tournament. But I will say this much. For Back Alley Mafia, they looked out of this world yesterday. So I'm expecting to see a lot from players like Killer Shadows. He was really good with his XM4 yesterday. He's going to need to be that way, though, here once again versus TKOI.
Reading is an important skill. I thought that said the King Sophie. I was like, oh, Sophie's a nice name, but it is the Kings of It. You can use spaces, probably was too small to fit. Some grenades being thrown. Bomb in the hands of Skills going over to the B site. You see it's currently being planted, although this window position from Back Alley Mafia can be dangerous.
And you have Flash on the backside who will clear top bedroom, so the post plant has to be in front. You should see him. Okay, good. Let's say Yamoma. Oh gosh, we had this. I know Britt told us what the pronunciation of Yamamo X.
Yamam.
I forget, but it's a very finessed name. But he was sitting down low right outside of the pool chairs, which is not a common spot to hold. You typically like to see someone sit kind of in the safety of that lower bedroom area or up top in that actual bedroom area, but not the case here. Wanted to play that forward and gets punished for it with the flank from Flash.
That's why that plant at A is so difficult. You need to kind of crouch behind the bomb, and there's gonna be somebody in that window, so you just hope to take an L or jump into that little hut next to the pool. Or sorry, I was talking about B. But hey, speaking of B, we're going to another B bomb site plant. Back Alley Mafia on their way.
And this is good. I like that you're getting a little bit of patience here out of this 3-man stack, because you want to clear these angles, see if anybody from TKOI is going to peek. And they actually haven't seen anything as of yet, which is interesting because Skills defensively is going to be watching from money window. This is a very passive angle, but it does pan out. Finds the first blood right over the top of the bomb site. A couple of response shots being thrown back in his direction, but as Flash clears the angle, he doesn't have the ability of really clearing out the bomb site fully. Does find 1 kill before falling, but it does leave Click to a 1v2. Not going to be able to get it done, and that will be a 3-2 advantage now for the Back Alley Mafia, but TKOI starting to come back and dig into this deficit a little bit.
And on this map of Raid, we've talked yesterday about those roles that players should have, and kind of it's based on the type of weapon that you have, whether it's an assault rifle AR or a submachine gun SMG or sub. What would you think would be the right combination for a map like this, or does it kind of depend on the bomb? What would you recommend?
It's such a tough question, just simply because you don't have that 4th player. I think that's kind of the big thing, because when we see this map in 4v4, and typically almost every single search and destroy, you'll get 2 assault rifles and 2 SMGs. You give a little bit of everything when it comes down to what you bring to the table compositionally. But when 3v3, you start to really determine, okay, we want to bring out 2 subs or 2 ARs. That essentially dictates, at least in my mind, how fast or how slow, respectively, that you want to try to play. So TKOI, as they try to approach over towards B, completely shut down. Flash playing forward with that AK-74U submachine gun, able to find the last player over through driveway. So it's a difficult question, and I think honestly it just comes down to what confidence you like and what weapons do you just generally prefer with whatever your 3-man roster looks like.
It probably fits really well with their play style. So someone who's more chill, like I'm thinking Killer Shadows, you stick his AR, but right in that window, and then he can just watch that entire lane. You need to have a really precise shot. And not saying that on a sub you can't. You just gotta be a little bit more quick with it. You gotta be aggressive. You gotta jump in their face, be able to take that space. So, but it also, for a submachine gun, you could be a little bit more closer range. So as long as they can cross mid, though, that's going to be where most of the close range engagements are happening. This bomb of Click is taking a peek at mid, and I'm already concerned.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned as well. It just comes down to the timing of these peaks, because for your Mamaks, it's just down to, can you actually work your way forward? I will remember the pronunciation of his name before we get through this. I promise you that much, Jen. But you see what happens. You start to get a little bit too aggressive. You get punished for that. Skill's even going to be taken down very low by a Semtex, means that Back Alley Mafia have won the middle of the map. And beyond that, Click seems to think, let's go a little bit further forward than that.
And just a reminder, if you're the bomb carrier and you die with the bomb will drop and the defense can see that. So Click being in the middle of the map is what has me and Alan so concerned, because if they drop the bomb, it's going to be very hard for the attack to go and recover it when it's such an vulnerable position. But you see that Click is taking this all the way to A, and Flash trying to have his back, but who has his back is the enemy. So Cold is trying to sneak up, but doesn't decide to go to the window, or maybe knows they're up there. He's trying to bait them. Oh, didn't work out.
It's such a tough gunfight. I mean, with So Cold holding onto an AR against Flash up close and personal with a submachine gun, it's just not a fight you typically expect to win. Oh, and nearly actually gets the timing to respond to Skills, who eventually gets the trade. But I like this play from Click. Stay safe. You know exactly where Skills is. Throw shoulders. See where he's at. Okay, good. You got the information. He's making his play forward. Wait until you get to the 8-second mark, then check to see if he's defusing. Saw him for a second. Now you double check. And even the shots over the bomb site, impressive. And that will get Click the win, and Back Alley Mafia 5-2 overall so far in the first map.
Yeah, those jump shots, the mechanics of these players is really impressive. So a jump shot is, like in the word, you jump around the corner to try and mess up the angle that your opponent is shooting at, and it worked out. And in fact, there are some obstacles on this map you can shoot through. It's called a wall bang, so some damage will trickle through that surface, but there are some objects on this map that you cannot shoot through, and the bomb is not, you cannot shoot through that. If no damage will go through, so it acts as a pretty good cover for whoever's planting, but Flash gets first blood.
Yeah, this is, man, a really dominant showcase from Back Alley Mafia. I'm not just throwing like false narratives out there, by the way, audience. It's one of those things that from the previous matchup and this one, like the Kings of It and Ometal All were two teams that we were looking at the beginning of this tournament saying they could win it all. The fact that you've got Back Alley Mafia, who, to be fair, have played in these showcases before, but are coming from the opening round of 24, and now they're smoking the most recent champions of the showcase? Give me a break. That's a 6-2. Unbelievable. What a first map that is for Back Alley Mafia.
And this is a best of 3, so we got, I think, one more map left to go to determine that winner, or maybe even a map 3, if we can see a comeback. But with that 6-2, it's looking a little, just today in general, Alan has been more one-sided than we thought. We have had more game 3s in day 1, although we did just start our show, so we'll wait to see.
Yeah, it's just, man, I cannot lie to you or emphasize it enough, Jen. I would never have expected this. I mean, these first couple of results have been upsets, and it's hard to essentially label them as that because we just don't sometimes know what we're going to get. It's been absolutely unbelievable to see what we've seen so far. But now we get into another one of those round of 16 matches. This is VZ Media and Gut87. And Avli, Bad Rose, and Shredded actually did really nicely yesterday. They had to go through a game 3 to get to today, but they looked good in that game 3. Bad Rose in specific had a wonderful game. But that said, Gut87, who's been waiting for this matchup, already up 1-0, and Enka has a 3-0 start here on the map.
This is Verizon Media versus Gut Agency. These are the companies they represent, and Verizon's so far up ahead. 3-2, that first blood, second blood. Enka is the last one remaining. At least they have the bomb, so there's like a tiny silver lining. And always not only shoot your shot, but finish the shot too. Finish the job.
How could you have any pudding if you don't eat your meat? You gotta finish the main course before you get dessert. This stuff, I mean, it's happened to all of us. We've all been there. Oh, I mean, that's tough for Enka, because if you find that first kill, that round is salvageable. But problem is, you don't win that first kill, and you don't salvage the round. And, we're starting to see just, very early narrative here. Enka's the only one with eliminations. So is this one of those squads for Gut87 where they really rely on one player to carry them through the mud? We'll have to find out, because we know for VZ Media, all 3 of these players played pretty darn well yesterday. And if they can keep that up here today, they could find themselves in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, we got to cast VZ Media yesterday, and I definitely agree that Avli, I think we said the pronunciation, was a standout. But, we're getting sights on Enka. Multiple angles being taken around this player. Hopefully Gut87 are going to group up, and the bomb is down. Hopefully you're having some communication for Gut87, this defense, to go back towards A.
This is really interesting, because for Eric, a really good spot to try to stall off this immediate hit from VZ Media, but the gunfight is not a great one, going from pillars to statue like that. And Eric is going to move through Art. Oh, no chance. Bad Rose behind him. Oh, going to find the first. Sees the second, but does not lock down the aim in time. So the bomb should be collected here. Not going to happen. Bad Rose wants to play for the kill. There's not a lot of time remaining. You've got to plant.
At least you go and check the one area you thought Ghost Skater was at the very back of that bomb site. Now the bomb has been planted time on the side of VZ Media, but now it's a game of hide and seek where Ghost Skater thinks maybe they've left the area, could try and bait the defuse. But Bad Rose has such a good cover on the other side of the cement block, cannot be shot through, so VZ Media will take a round advantage.
Unbelievable. It just comes down to the timing of it all. Again, like, it's so daunting to kind of try to pan out like how these last 2 rounds could have been different, pending that Enka in the first round finished their first kill. And then in the second round, if there was the ability to kind of maybe manipulate the bomb site a bit more, the score could be 3-0 one way or the other, realistically. I mean, it's going to be interesting. So now we've got an instance where Gut87 are going to go onto the offense. Enka going to be the vanguard of this push, as they're moving very quickly over towards the middle of the map and beyond that into A. VZ Media are mostly stacked for what seems to be an anticipation towards the B site, but they are starting to realize that they have not seen anything, so it's time to move. And as they do, Ghost Skater, looking for an easy kill, does capitalize before they're traded away. So we go into a 2v2 pretty early on, still 50 seconds to play.
I like that Gut87 had to kind of get closer to that enemy just to kind of squint and like, is that the right color? Is that blue? We're red, right? Okay, I'll kill him. And you had that extra 5 seconds of processing instead of just taking the gunfight a little earlier. Maybe they could have gotten to a safer position earlier. 2v2 bomb in the hands of Eric, because maybe we're thinking about A, but Shredded's in a very good spot to defend it.
Yeah, it really is. Though does get tagged up by a Semtex, so it's going to push them back just a touch. Avli from the back finds one. Enka gonna have to do something unbelievable. And, well, does find the first, but no chance for the second. Completely pinched up in no man's land. So VZ Media go up 3-1. And, wow, this match has been close maybe not for the most ideal reasons. It's just down to some timing moments, realistically, between both of these squads.
Yeah, I love trying to like explain what COD timing is for anyone who doesn't know that, because it's like it's so weird. It's like this phenomena in the universe where you just have this unlucky moment as soon as you're watching your flank, and as soon as you turn away, the flanker comes over. You know, that kind of unlucky timing is what is coined, quote, COD timing.
Yeah. I'm telling you, we need to get someone who's working for their psychologist doctorate to do a thesis on what COD timing is and why it exists. I would read that. Avli not.
I don't think you can
100%.
shoot through that window, right?
You can shoot through it. Yeah, you
window?
absolutely can. Yeah. Avli was not really
Oh.
confident, though, in the angle and gets caught from the side. So Gut 87 do take a round back pretty nicely. It's... Wow. I mean, this match has been really kind of strange, to be honest.
Yeah, we're just seeing kind of like some hesitations of you're looking at an enemy and it takes kind of a couple of seconds to fire that shot. So maybe like you kind of were describing this hesitation. But Gut 87 able to pull that round through means the advantage for VZ Media has closed quite a bit. And it's really Enka who's been standing out for Gut 87, 7-3. So if I'm VZ Media, I'm gunning for him and open to take him out.
Man, yeah, for sure. You have to get the target down because he is looking like raid boss. A 7-3. But how about this? Eric gonna find one elimination mid-map. That's an aggressive play from Avli. And then the help from Enka. Team shots are brilliant. Gut 87 looking to tie this game up. And Eric's gonna take the gunfight versus Shredded. Nearly wins the final gunfight, but Shredded stays alive. Regeneration of the health will be there, but this is a very difficult 1v3, and Shredded gets caught just looking the wrong way. So now we're tied up 3-3. Close matchup here on one of our final round of 16 matches.
Yeah, it was 3-1, and now with a couple rounds in a row, seeing a huge comeback. And yeah, you brought up a good point about that health regeneration, because we're seeing a lot of kind of these engagements that aren't fully completed, meaning you're putting shots in, you're not confirming that kill. So when the screen goes red, that means they've taken a lot of damage. You can actually see their health points in the bottom right side of your screen where it says HP. So 150, that'll go down to 0 with the more bullets that they take. Of course, the number of bullets that it takes to kill somebody varies per weapon, and because every weapon has different damage and fire rate, stuff like that, just like in real life. And if you're able to escape without dying, that will regenerate back up to full. So your screen will go from red to back to normal. But speaking normal, VZ Media with a B-side approach to their attack.
Oh, this is so interesting, though, because you've got Ghost right behind the play. Oh, but your ADS, you've got to try to finish the kill. Not going to be able to. Shredded eludes the initial gunfight, but Enka will follow up. Trade from Avli with the MP5. Oh, boy. I mean, that's good for a first kill. But can you recognize that Eric is actually on the back of this play as well? I mean, for Gut 87, this has been aggressive from the defensive side. If you were to take a screenshot of the map right now, you might think they're on the offense with how much they've been playing from the garage side of the map. And this timing, Gray gonna find the kill. Bomb was planted, though. And then the trade from up top does come into play. VZ Media retake their lead up 4-3.
Yeah, just a reminder, it's the attacking team that has to plant the bomb or just eliminate the whole other team. And vice versa, the defending team wants to eliminate the other team before the bomb has been planted or defuse it. Those are kind of those winning conditions. What gives you a round point win? First to 6 in search and destroy, best of 3. And you'll see kind of where we are in the series. I know it might get kind of confusing when we're jumping into so many different matches, but you'll see at the top, best of 3, those little squares will indicate how many maps a team has won until they win first to 2. But the bomb recovered by Eric as first blood over to VZ Media.
Oh, but first blood for Enka around the back. Does finish the kill here, but cannot get away. Ooh, that's going to be tough because now it's just down to Eric. And granted, he will have an opportunity to plant this bomb, but being checked, the bomb gets planted, but he cannot get away. Shredded finds the kill. And with that elimination, that's going to be 5-3 up now for VZ Media. And, you know, we've gone back and forth a couple of different rounds, but this late in the search and destroy, that is a lot of room to work with for VZ Media. For the other side of the ball, you're going to have to find 3 rounds in a row if you're got to D7. We haven't seen any of that even be hinted at that they could even do that from any of the first 8 rounds that we've gotten so far.
And Search and Destroy in the world of Call of Duty is definitely a slower game mode. You only have 1 life. This is the only game mode where you only have the 1 life. You do not respawn or continue playing in that round until the next one. So you could see that things are a lot slower. People are taking their time. But it also means that this kind of becomes a game of chess or checkers, whatever one you prefer, about where you place those pawns and what kind of map control you have. Because you see, if you don't place your pawns carefully, your flank can be opened up by the other team. So the bomb in the hands of Avli is they're kind of checking out both sides, seeing which one seems more open.
I mean, the feelers are fine, but you need to find first blood. And the problem is when you play this patiently, sometimes you just get overwhelmed, which is the case for Shredded Map. Bad Rose going to find the same fate. It's Ghost Skater from behind. Avli, have to save your team. 1v3 situation. Shots good enough for the first. Ducks away towards Statue, but not quite under cover. And Gut 87 will send us into a 10th round. And good aggression, I'll say this much. You know, Shredded, he's going to see this first blood from here. Eric just essentially gets blessed on the timing of the peak. And it's just a little bit of a delayed hit that is likely going to get punished more often than not if you're from the offensive side.
And I think we saw that last member that was trying to go for the bomb player and had an MP5. That's a submachine gun, a sub, so kind of closer to medium range. And just because it has a higher fire rate, which means the recoil, the gun jumps up more, makes it very hard to aim. Seeing at least some stuns being thrown mid, as now we're having a B cross from Gut 87. I really like the way they're clearing the map.
Yeah, I'm really liking it a lot. I mean, they're moving a little bit with a little bit more pace. And that's good news for Enka because, you know, one of the things we say about good individual performers is you can run across the map as much as you'd like. But if you find yourself in a 1v multiple, you're going to lose the round. So the fact that he's got players like Eric now with him, that's great news. So Avli, another 1v3 situation, going to find this first one for free. And that actually is the bomb carrier. Whether Avli will know that or not is yet to be determined, but we'll also catch Eric mid-map. Those are clean shots. Now for the 1v1, it's going to be up to how he fights up against Enka. Not going to be able to win the gunfight. Little jump shot coming through, and we're going to see a round 11.
It just takes so much time for VZ Media, especially Avli, to go on this large flank. You have to go all the way around the map, try and go unnoticed, but I love the engagements that they chose. They had a submachine gun, so they cross mid, knew someone was going to be coming from the opposite side, claim 2, and they just had to clutch up. And it gets nerve-wracking when you have to clutch a 1v3 like that, so I'm sure the jitters were there. And it was almost in the cards, but Alan, we're in a round 11.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun. Oh man, this is going to be really interesting because we've had a really tight matchup so far. Avli 10-7, Enka 14-5. Is that going to be how this round is determined between the two of them? Because it very well could be. They're on the same side of the map as one another, but first blood has been confirmed by VZ Media. Enka can be playing on the backside of Laundry. Very well could get a look, but Avli wants the challenge. Oh, and they're going to know. Player up top goes to take the gunfight, wins it. Enka is down, and VZ Media in a 3v1.
Yeah, if you break the glass, it does make noise, and so does that gun. VZ Media will clutch that round 11. What a close match. Alan, we've been waiting to have a reason to go make some popcorn, and that series, this has me fired up for what the rest of this tournament holds.
Yeah, I mean, it's... we talked about the fact that the deeper you get into this tournament, the tighter the teams are going to be. And we just got our first kind of exhibit of that. But we might be getting our second example here because Back Alley Mafia having a little bit of trouble here with TKOI, specifically skills, 14-5. I mean, what? This is currently the best kill death ratio that we've seen all tournament long. From a player like Skills, you kind of expect a performance like this, but maybe not quite to this heightened of a level. So they're looking for one more round to send this to a third map. Otherwise, it's going to have to be 2 in a row for Back Alley Mafia, and Click has earned streaks. And how about it? The artillery will find 2, leaving Yamamix into a 1v3.
which is very unlikely. But for those who are like, well, is it a bird? It's a plane? No, it's the artillery score streak, which the more kills and scores you earn by planting, defusing, other things like that, you build up towards a certain amount of point threshold. So I think it's what, 3,000 or something for artillery. Either way, once you do get that quote score streak, you can unleash these kind of airstrikes all over the field. But to get 2 with the artillery is big value. Now you're in a 1v1 bomb planted for the kings of it.
This would be a 1v3 situation. Advantage technically now turning in favor of the kings of it, with Yamamix having the bomb to play off of. Flash taking their time. Where are you going? All the way through police. You've got to go quick. And here's the problem. When Flash enters into this B bomb site, they have to still check 4 or 5 different corners, and time is not favoring that. 10 seconds left to play. Yamamix is going to close things out. The 1v3 for the 6th round comes into play, and a 10-6 total stat line will allow us to go to that 3rd map.
The 1v3. We said it was unlikely, but not all heroes wear capes. Sometimes they have guns, and apparently they bag. So, or sorry, no, they do squats, right?
They do
That's
squats,
what we say in
yeah,
the gaming world.
powerlifting time. You got to get your reps in. This is one of those that, I mean, after the round 11, going right on into this Moscow search, I mean, you can definitely tell Enka's been playing a lot. He's got a lot of the 80s throwback calling cards and skins and things of that. He's got the John McClane vent crawl going on for his calling card. Super good to see. So definitely well experienced with the game in total. But a 40 round MP5, this thing has a barrel drum on it, that much for sure. And we'll see. I mean, Enka was the top performer for Gut 87. They're going to have to be that way once more here, you feel like, if they want to get through VZ Media again.
Yep. 1 round advantage, but the attack is always more stressful because time is not on your side up until you plant the bomb. But we're seeing at least a team approach. That first one, like that, you're not having your bomb carrier be the first one who kind of pokes the bear of the defense. You're going to have Enka set up at an off angle, watch that door. And they have someone over on the other side of that brick wall. That's Ghost Skater, but was found at a distance from Shredded. Now Eric wants to get this bomb down because now the attacker been discovered.
Yeah, this is difficult because you're not in a position to fully plant, as we take a look to see what Back Alley Mafia and the Kings of it will be going into that 3rd map on Express. So we'll try to go back and forth between the 2 of them. And for skills, I feel like you're just trying to replicate what you just did in the last map. If you can find a way to go another 13 plus kills, you should win this 3rd map. But Flash, aggressive with Back Alley Mafia. Take care of skills first. Clean shots from Click for the 2nd. And it's all up to Yamamix from the middle of the map. He's 1v3'd to secure the last map. He's going to have to do it here to win the 1st round of our 3rd.
I'm glad they have the trains turned off too, because this is the Express map, by the way, for those who have not caught the map 1s of the 1st round, or I think it was maybe one of our first map 3s of today. Great headshot from Yamam, but there's a train that usually goes by, but thankfully you can turn that off in the settings because that will in fact take you out and not in a good way.
Yeah, that's for sure. Oh, it's just, could he do it again? Like, that has to completely break the mental. Back Alley Mafia, and Yamamix does it again, but does not leave enough time to get the defuse. That's the problem. An impressive performance for the kills, but you needed to be about 3 seconds faster.
Oh, that makes sense. Their last name is Yamamoto, which is very cool. Way cooler than my last name, so Yamamoto. But it's like Yamamox. I don't know. Definitely cool. We're having some really cool team names and player names. Only a 1 round advantage, but this is map 3. Loser of this map goes home, stays home. It is out of the tournament either way, but gets to watch in the comfort of their home. Skills has the bomb for the kings of it.
Can you convert the round? That's the big key. I mean, you're going to feel really great if you're Yama getting that first 3-piece to secure at least the kills portion of the round. But once again, First blood confirmed for Back Alley Mafia. Killer Shadow's going to be able to get that mid-map. Yama sitting inside the train. Timing with Flash could be really interesting because from this position, you really don't want to get out of the windows. You want to just try to make sure your post plant gets established, which will occur. Flash trying to challenge through lockers. First gunfight, 1. Just comes down to skills 1v3.
Oh, they're right around the corner. Can't hear each other. Unfortunately, they can't smell each other, but I bet they could. And you see them running by. There's the chase. Killer took the kill. Flash was like, I was chasing that. Also, there's some form of communication between figuring out who's defusing the bomb. Because remember when I talked about score streaks, everybody? Defusing the bomb gives you scores. So you always want to give the defuse to the person who has the streak or is on a kill streak. And you'll see that on the scoreboard.
Yeah, just trying to soak up as many points as possible, trying to get to those streaks, because early on, that could completely change how the game is played. But we're still a long way from that conversation. I mean, 2 kills is not enough. Once we get to like 5 in a row, then we really start to talk about that influence of potentially kill streaks. But you need to get usually to 6, more often 7, to even earn the first. Killer Shadows, wanted to try to play for the player mid-map, but So Cold had a delayed peek. That will find the kill. Click, good for the first. Tried to respond, gets us to a 2v2, and the bomb is actually given up on this B play. It's bailing out. Flash is sending it mid-map.
And this was the kings of it, who haven't won a round yet in this map 3, but with that first blood, you thought they had this big advantage 3v2, but look how the tables have turned. Back alley now, 2 versus 1. Flash has the bomb. We're seeing in the bottom left side, that bomb is going towards B. This is an important engagement. They have to win. Looks like everyone came out okay.
Here we go. So Cold's going to have to move from this position. That's the big key. And he'll learn that now as the bomb is being planted today. And for Back Alley Mafia, okay, so Click's going to play the high ground. I appreciate this because the bomb should be planted for him. In that, I mean that it should be visible from where he's positioned and not going to make a difference. Little corner spot being held. Kings of it cannot make their way forward. And Back Alley Mafia 3-0 up here in map number 3. Dominating start for them. Great news overall for the series.
It was a really smart approach for the attack that once they were in a 2v1, they saw the last defender over at that B bomb site. And they're saying, well, instead of trying to get him out of that tough position, let's just go to the other bomb site. That's really the beauty of why there's 2 sites. You don't have to commit to one. You're only committed to it until you plant it. Bomb in the hands of the kings of it in terms of skills, and a nade is thrown on the other side of that bin. Perfectly placed to take Killer Shadows out, but Flash with the double kill brings us to a 1v1.
It's a heck of a recovery, but the 1v1! Oh, the drop shot versus the jump shot. And Yama will go to the ground and find the favor. But my goodness, this recovery from Flash, unbelievable. The hip fire for the first, tracks down the second, nearly gives himself a look for the third. Impressive for Back Alley Mafia, and one of the reasons why we look at this team so favorably. I mean, you've got all 3 players able to pop off whenever required. On the other side, Skills is 0-4. He was, what, 15-3 or 15-4 last map? He can't even get a kill here. So it really just goes to show that both these teams very evenly matched.
Yeah, and that's why Search and Destroy is such a fun game mode, because it's not purely about mechanics and always killing stuff. It's really a game of chess and how you can outthink your opponent and take certain positions that are going to give you an advantage. Now, if you line up like this, you always risk accidentally team killing, so taking out your teammate. The bomb is being planted. They'll avoid killing each other. Click has now planted, and the person to prevent that was Skills, so you dropped the ball there, bud.
Yeah, it definitely did, but could still sneak behind the post plan and maybe open up an opportunity to get an early look at a defusal. Skills actually thinking about just defusing it. Flash, you have to check this. You have to. And he will, thank goodness, because I was going to throw my computer out the freaking window if he doesn't. Back Alley Mafia get the kills and now find themselves up 4-1.
And something that is maybe an advanced concept, but where you plant the bomb around the bomb, because it's not a specific spot. You can plant on anywhere around that giant block that is the bomb. And I like that they chose to plant it to the right side from that perspective that they were defending it from, because it meant that whoever was going to try and defuse it had to really just fully expose himself to that hallway before getting any sights to whoever was hiding there. So, Alan, it's interesting to see where they choose to plant the bomb.
Yeah, and that's something that we haven't talked about a lot throughout the weekend, but depending on what part of the map you want to set up to defend the bomb site after you plant, it really goes to show where you should plant the bomb in the first place. So that's a next level conversation that we haven't really seen to come into play as of yet, but we will as we continue to move forward into this tournament. First couple of kills evenly traded away. Click cannot get away from the action with Yama, and then beyond that, Skills gets onto the board, gets a kill, and with that, dig this to a 2-round deficit. 4-2 up though still are the side of Back Alley Mafia.
I think both teams at this point have been burned by the backhand of a grenade being thrown and that middle lane on the other side of those cement bins. So you're seeing trophy systems being placed. And for those who don't know what that is, it's like a little tripod that you're seeing on the ground. You don't have to worry about the technology of why it looks the way it does, but it does negate anything from tacticals to lethals, everything that would be thrown there. So you can take a power position on that bin without having to worry about getting semtext.
Yeah, it's very useful, and it's something that does take some time to charge. So you keep that in the back of your mind. Once you use it, you don't just get it back again. You got to wait a little bit before you have it once more. Good first kill
right
from
there.
Skills. Yama second, and everything comes down to Killer Shadows. No bomb in hand to play with.
Always like from my teacher perspective, I'm always like a visual learner. So I'm like, look, guys, that's what I'm talking about. The little tripod, the ball thing on it. I'm very good at explaining things like everyone is a child, but it's a good round to win. Trophy systems being placed where people want to camp out at, which means kind of stand still and play passively, wait for your opponent to approach. Trophy systems are helping out a lot. 4-3, only a 1-round advantage for Back Alley Mafia.
Oh boy, but a couple of rounds in a row here could be a swing in the momentum. Again, it is map 3. Sorry, I'm so used to the normal Call of Duty world. Like we're search and destroy. It's map 5, map 3. Sorry about that. But as we get into it, first blood confirmed. Skills goes down once more. Bomb though, for the side of the Kings of it, will be planted at A. So even though they're in a 2v3, they can set up their post plant how they see fit, and this is a very winnable 2v3 because of that factor.
Can climb on top of this train, but you are exposing yourselves to everyone and their dog on this map. So if you take that position where Flash is, or maybe not where Flash is, but on top of this train, maybe where Killer Shadows is, everyone can see you. So got to be careful how long you stay in these vulnerable exposed positions. 3 versus 2, bomb still planted for the Kings of it, and it's up to Back Alley Mafia to defuse it. And as long as they take out So Cold with at least 7 seconds left, they do have enough time.
Yeah, that's perfect timing for Click. It's just a really good kill. He recognizes where the post plant setup is, takes the challenge very quickly. I mean, the big consideration is the fact that Yama up top, I thought was just going to hold his spot. I mean, he gets out of the maps room, falls to Flash, and that essentially means that So Cold is left by themselves kind of in a weird angle where there's no chance for them to really kind of exist and stay alive. So I was really happy initially with the post plant setup for that 2v3 for the Kings of it, but Yama just gives up the high ground for free. And if you're a Star Wars fan, you know that that's not what you want to see. The high ground wins every time.
It's just the high ground. You can choose when you want to engage. You can crouch or lay down behind a wall, and the person on the low ground ain't going to be able to say or do anything about it unless they come and meet you there. So we're seeing some crosses over at A, and an important engagement won by Flash, 3 versus 2. And that's that locker's position you were worried about or mentioned before. That room with the lockers. Keep that in mind, everyone. Back Alley still making a move, but taking things slow and getting the final kill. 6-3. Back Alley Mafia clutch the map 3.
They're looking so good. I mean, you have to be feeling uber confident right now if you're Back Alley Mafia. You got through a pretty tough second round yesterday, and then you played up against a major favorite today in the round of 16. You win that? I mean, my goodness, that bottom side of the bracket I believe they're on is going to be looking really favorable for them. But we change things up and we go into, I believe this is one of our quarterfinal matches, if I'm not mistaken. W Key United going up against Slaying as a Service. We'll be more familiarly referring to them as SAS because that's more fun to say. And it's going to be a 1v1 between Drew and Not Harry. Drew checking the correct corner. Does he see the angle? Ooh, saw his shoulder for a second over the bomb site. Harry Z playing with the angle, but not able to stay alive. Drew's going to find the bomb. Plenty of time to defuse to get on the board first. And that's an ace from Drew.
Ooh, we walked into a banger. Heck yeah. And we saw this from Drew yesterday. I think he dropped over 12 kills, something like that.
Yeah,
and
good day yesterday.
definitely a candidate for the MVP of this tournament. You can see the final play of the game. This is standoff, by the way. Another map in this rotation. Kind of a lot of AR action, not gonna lie. Kind of that's in the name of the map, standoff, where there's kind of these two large buildings and it's very long range in that no man's land, that main road. But I'm sure you could take some subs on the perimeters of the map.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just going to be down to how quickly do you want to contest some of these key areas. This one in specific for 1D. Right over Tractor. Not a common spot that you can just walk to for free, but does get there. Doesn't love the look of the gunfight, though, knowing he's being tagged from above, and now even more so as Drew finds a kill on the back flank. Oh, boy. Sass in a really good position, 3v1. 1D is going to have to try to play this from Delhi. The good news is he will obviously see there's nobody near B, so he's going to know that once his bomb is planted at A, he should have a pretty comfortable rotation to get a look at this bomb site. The opening shots over the top, though. Gale Force winds were reported today on standoff. A little shaky, a little windy out there, and that'll be Slaying as a Service winning their second round.
A little shaky. That's when you got to go to the aim trainer. But yeah, this back alley flank is so dangerous. Oh, there's Grandma's house where Not Harry is standing at. You were teaching everyone yesterday the kind of random call outs that Call of Duty has and how every Call of Duty game has some kind of Grandma's house
Grandma's call out, yeah. Yeah, it's I still need to ping somebody. Like we talk about, like, you know, Scump and Clay and those guys before the broadcast. Like, gotta ask them, like, who's the one coming up with these call outs? Because, you know, while you're in game from your individual POV, like underneath your minimap, it'll tell you some default call outs, and that house is called Blue. But instead, Grandma. We love that. And how about this? Speaking of loving things, Drew 6-0 start finds Dorfenklus from behind. Now gonna find one in the corner. Oh my goodness, Drew. What in the world did you just do to Not Harry Z? Finds his 7th straight kill. He's earned himself artillery.
That's not a body. That's not a live body anyway that you want to check out. Oh, checking out at the office, but Deeg wins that. Now it's a 1v1 versus I Got the Juice. Bomb will be recovered there by Deeg, and you can see the X-rays, which, by the way, the players don't see the X-rays. Of course, this is just an observing thing, but they are really close to each other, Alan.
Very close, but they're not going to actually see each other. And it's not initially, but 1D on the cross. Now he's been figured out. And for I Got the Juice, good blind. The flash comes in. The kill also there. And the only thing we don't know about I Got the Juice is what juice is he referring to? Because we collectively decided orange juice, the superior consumption juice. But I was thinking last night, I actually use lime juice a lot when I cook.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't use it for cooking, but it's...
I make a lot of guacamole, Jen. I don't know how to tell you this.
That makes sense. We were on the orange juice train yesterday because, you know, one orange juice a day keeps the doctors away, or at least that's what I tell myself. And then we were on some workout thing of like, oh, maybe that pre-workout, you know, you got that juice, you're fired up, you're juiced up, you know. That's what I thought.
Yeah, I didn't even think about the cooking element of it until I made guac last night, and I was like, not even joking. I was using lime juice, and I was like, I've got the juice. I was like, I wonder if that's what it's about. I have to feel like it's probably more of the former than the latter. So, artillery strike called, and nobody's moving. I mean, very fortunate that Drew only finds one because nobody moved until that artillery strike was called in. And beyond that, one Deeg has gotten a trade leading to what was initially a 2v2, but Drew once more keeps the advantage in favor of slaying as a service. And apparently this is more than just your normal turn down service, as the bomb is going to be planted at B in front of Hotel. And Dorfin Clues, this is a very difficult 1v2.
I mean, Drew has more kills than the entirety of WQ United. Drew decided to warm up today, and he's feeling himself, and I'm sure we're all so stoked to watch this. I mean, I could watch Drew play all day. Now we're seeing some people with the Optics Chicago. That's when you bring out the esports skins. That's when you're like a real gamer.
Yeah, you know for a
for
fact.
SAS.
Once you start seeing the CDL team packs come into play, you're dealing with a sweaty gamer, that's for sure. I was blessed. I was able to get all the team packs given to me. So I like to put on the facade when I'm in game that like, hey, look at me, I've got these team skins. But I do not provide the action that you normally expect from one. And WQ United, this has been a clean start. Those shots from one Deeg were polished.
And just the fact that you're able to take them off that, quote, heady, as you call it, bomb being planted, when you have the most amount of cover, when only your head is being shown on the other side of the bomb, and Deeg still got that kill, really impressive stuff. And this could be the first round win for WQ United. They have the bomb planted. All eyes are on them. Or maybe Astro, who's nowhere close to the bomb, but is just looking to... That's not the bomb that's planted. You could see it on the map, too. But he has to go inside this area with an AR and at least got one.
This is such a tough situation. I mean, this round you feel like has to be chalked. Good shots into a second, but has lost track. And beyond that, lost the amount of time needed to get the kills plus the defusal. So WQ United get on the board. But for the first time, and it takes 5 rounds to do it, again, you know, we got to talk to Crayola because Color Me Surprise is about to be a staple of their Crayola boxes because, my goodness, these upsets that we continue to see are plaguing us today in round 2.
This has been 4-1. At least we saw WQ United get on the board eventually. It's not completely out of their hands. I think this would be a really important round win. You're on the defense, not as much weight on your shoulders to accomplish a task. It's up to SAS, who have the bomb, to plant it. And if they don't do so in that minute 20, then will they lose the round? But they're going to have no issues getting this down, as this is a very aggressive approach. They're all stacking the bomb, and WQ United let it happen.
Yeah, I love this from Slaying as a Service. Keep the pressure on. You lose one round, so what? Keep the pressure on. Make WQ United respond to you. Especially when one of their top fraggers, not Harry, is 0 and 5. I got the juice. Nice little slide shout, but does not confirm the shots in time to get the kill. And Drew will find one before falling, leaving plenty of time for Harry to get the defuse. And this is one of those moments at 3 kills, one Deeg should probably just kill his teammate and get the defuse because he could be potentially working for streaks pending they have another good round. Again, we're still pretty far from the conversation, but that's one of those instances. On 3 in a row, you have to be able to communicate, okay, let me get the defusal, work towards that potential artillery strike.
And we were seeing different uses of the grenades too. There's couple different types of grenades, but the 2 main ones you're going to see in Search and Destroy are called a frag grenade and a sticky grenade.
Yeah, the Semtex, yeah.
Or the Semtex, yeah, kind of potato. But I figured a sticky grenade makes more sense. It sticks and it's a grenade, so you usually could use the logic there. And a frag grenade, you have to actually cook it in your hand, and you can cook it longer so it kind of explodes earlier on contact, or you can just throw it without cooking it, and then it takes a while to explode. But if you can time it just right, the frag grenade does good amount of damage. But we're seeing an alleyway approach by Deeg as Dorfins may be waiting for the call of what bomb to go to.
Yeah, this is going to be real interesting to see how they want to try to work this, because Deeg is just looking for information. The bomb is not a part of this play as of yet. I mean, it's granted it's closer to B than it is to A, but Deeg needs to clear off this top grandma building or deli. And okay, good clearance of top grandma. So there is going to be a really nice look at the middle of the map. But the problem is they haven't cleared deli, which is where Astro Black is. He takes himself a chance and finds the kill. Trade will be there. 1D going to find their 4th straight kill. And it's a 1v1 between him and Drew.
30 seconds left, though, and Deeg still has to recover the bomb. You see where the bomb has been left, that icon in the bottom left, and also right on your screen because he's really close to picking it up. So Deeg has recovered this, but does take, 5 seconds to plant, so he needs to oh, he actually missed the bomb. And so the A is close, or B is closest to it, so maybe he could get it off in time, but SAS, we're right there and ready.
Yeah, that's just, again, a little unfortunate timing. With that little amount of time on the clock, you just have to commit to planning, because once you get past that 5-second mark, you don't have enough time to plant the bomb. And it's unfortunate because the post-plant setup after he planted was supposed to be towards Hotel instead of staying safe and planting it towards Deli. And as he goes towards Hotel, that's where the last member for Slaying as a Service is. So tough scenes. And how about this? 5-2. Slaying as a Service is up, and they find themselves up 1-0. I mean, the upsets have been flying today. I mean, it's been unbelievable.
Lots of action going down at A. The bomb is about to be planted by SAS. Trophy system by Deeg, trying to negate anything being thrown his way so he can keep this position. Nice jump shot from SAS, but it's a trade back and forth. 2-1 for WQ United.
Yeah, it's a tough team kill. Astro Black on the backside of the tank. Does he have an angle at this bomb site? Sure does. Shots come through. Dorfenklus doesn't know what to look at, but he doesn't actually get the diffuser. Not Harry Z, just stayed prone the entire time. And Astro Black never took a second look. We're not going to see it from his POV, but I'll just go ahead and speculate. From his point of view, he saw the player standing up and thought, that's all I have to deal with. But no, one player laid prone, diffusing the entire time, and that keeps this map going.
Yeah, and I think, diffuses, plants, all that, pretty silent. So it's hard to kind of, you're not going to hear the beep, boop, beep, boop, pressing the buttons that you see on the screen. The other people don't be hearing that. So bomb now for WQ United. They need this win to stay alive in this map and in the series, because Slaying as a Service just need one win to move on to the next round.
And we do love a good beep, boop, beep, boop.
Beep, boop, beep.
If I didn't know any better, I would have thought that Activision Blizzard just contracted you to make the sound effects for the bomb planting sounds. I had a feeling it was.
Voice actor, by the way.
Oh, tough gunfight there between One Deeg and I Got the Juice. Does come up in favor of One Deeg. So it comes down to Astro Black again. 1v2 bomb planted today. But Dorfenklus will actually not see Astro Black move over towards the bomb site. One Deeg has backed up very far. I mean, they're going to be playing topside bakery here. And if Astro Black recognizes the play, maybe there's a chance to get some early shots in, but this is such a tough position to try to get a 1v2 from.
And when we talked about the position of the bomb earlier, of where around the bomb it's being planted, it also gives you a hint of where they could be defending it from. So we saw that it was far forward, and like, okay, your chances are they're either in the top window or on the main street on the other side of the tank, but there's so many options to where the defense could be, or I guess technically the attack, but the ones defending the planted bomb, that in a 1v2, it's hard to get that done.
And that's an OG spot, by the way, for a post plant. You get the bomb down towards like the top right side of the A bomb site, and you just run away to get topside bakery. From up top in those windows, you can see everything, and you just have to essentially throw shoulders where you're just checking for information, and then you just never take the gunfight. You essentially play the clock. And how about the bounce back from WQ United, specifically from One Deeg? He's now 14-5. Somebody put a leash on this guy. He's running wild. And it's been required, because 3-7 and 2-7 is not going to get the job done for WQ United if they want to get this to a round 11.
And speaking of those, high-performing players, Drew was first blooded by WQ United. So the person that's there to frag out for your team isn't there. And maybe the round he needed it the most. In a 3v2, this could be a round 11, Alan.
Yeah, it sure could be. I mean, I got just going to go for a plant, and if you can get away, maybe there's a chance for the 2v3. But not going to be able to. Stuck on the wall for a moment, but not Harry Z. He's not going to lose a gunfight like that. Astro Black, last player left alive. Jump wall. Going to find one. Gets the kill, but now he's going to find a second. And a third, he does find the second. But Dorfenklus, a part of the play, gets the elimination and no problem to dispose of the bomb. We will see that round 11. WQ United a couple of rounds in a row trying to stretch this to a third map.
I mean, SAS did a good job of WQ United, apologies, all stacking the bomb like that. So it had to take a 1v3 all at the same time. And Astra doesn't have all the health in the world. They don't have bulletproof vests. They only have 150 hit points. So I think there was because WQ United stacked the bomb like that, that was why that was possible. Round 11, SAS could take the series, or WQ United could force the map 3.
Drew tagged up early, stays alive. That's so key. We mentioned it in the last round. Him being first blooded was terrible news for Slaying as a Service. This time he stays alive, but doesn't like the look over towards B. So backs away. Maybe he's going to try to rewrap this over towards A. Now, the thing about this movement from Slaying as a Service is that they're not going to have any information on what is actually at this A bomb site. I got the juice, Dorfenkloos. Point of contact mid-map. Won by WQ United. Dorfenkloos rotating. He's going to see Drew, who's able to stay alive. Oh my goodness, the escape is glorious. Can he find the kill? No. One dig from behind gets the elimination. It's down to Astro Black. 1v3. Stuck kind of in the middle of no man's land. Oh, no bomb either. 32 seconds to make this happen.
It's a little deja vu from last round, but meets Dig in a dark alley, and it's WQ United that turn this map on its head and force a map 3.
And that's, what, 4 rounds in a row? Something along the lines, at least 3. That's unbelievable. I'm lost for words, to be completely honest. But we go into another quarterfinal matchup. This is map number 1 in the series. Again, like we mentioned from that previous matchup, that was map number 2 for the standoff. They're going to a raid. This is the first map, though, in quarterfinals. 3P frags and catch us in a respawn. This should be a good one, but for Big JD, he's not going to say, you know, yes to that because he's in a really terrible situation. Time is running out. He is kind of eluding 3P frags at the moment. He's actually slipped the net completely. If he can just run over towards B and get this plant off, he will have a bomb to play off of, but he needs to get this down before 5 seconds. Okay, good. He just gets it off barely in the nick of time.
Oh god, that was a little stressful, but look at all those blue arrows of 3P frags are all about to coalesce around this. Has to win around the staircase, and Headliner will get that one. Reindeer gets the defuse as well. 3P frags will be able to even this up 1-1.
Yeah, really good stuff there for 3P frags. And one of the things you'll notice very quickly about Miami is the fact that both Bob sites are actually really far away from the offensive spawn. This is the biggest map in Cold War, not just in Search and Destroy. It's the biggest map in the competitive rotation that we have. And when you take an extra member off the board, it makes it feel even more massive than it already is. So as you take a look at where the A and the B bomb site are placed, look where the offense is spawning, our blue arrows. They're so far away from both of those. You might be thinking that the distance between their spawn and B is pretty quick, but look how fast Catches in a Respawn are going to get all over this B bomb site. The defense gets there way faster than the offense does. So clearing out these buildings is super, super crucial when it comes to hitting this B bomb site.
The defense of Catches and Respawn, they have one overlooking A, but it seems like B is the more popular bomb as 3P frags find their first engagement, and BJ manages to get out scot-free, drops a trophy system in case anyone's thinking about throwing a frag grenade up in that building, but for now it's still 3v3.
Oh, no good here. The initial position for Catches and a Respawn has to be one back, and oh, this trophy actually saves Big JD's life. That Semtex was going to hit him center mass, and like you mentioned from a couple of rounds ago, those stick. You don't get away from them. Once they tag you, it's like a tag on a mattress. You just don't remove it ever. And that will be enough now for a 2v2. And the bomb will be planted likely over towards A. No, it won't be. Toms watches the cross from bottom piano, and Bush Quail has to scramble.
Oh, you got to plant this bomb in the next couple of seconds. It takes 5 seconds to do so. If he doesn't, they lose. But also, you will lose a round if you die. Fun fact. Catch us in Respawn. 1 round advantage. Very back and forth so far.
Wow. That's crazy. I mean, just the fact that that kill comes through, and if that rotation to A comes off successfully, 3P Frags has a really good look at the post-plant offense, not going to lie. But it's the fact that B-Toms is able to track down the action through mid-map and convert the kill. That's the more incredible thing. And at this level of tournament, sometimes seeing somebody and shooting at them doesn't necessarily mean a kill has been confirmed. But for B-Toms, he will confirm everything he shoots at. At least that's the idea. Headliner, topside stairs. Difficult 1v2. Stun will not fully connect. Gets back down. Trepidation keeps him safe. Chungus trying to challenge. Big JD behind him. Headliner stays alive. Semtex will clear some space. He'll stay safe.
That's that kind of bait and switch as catches and respawn, poking one head out, backing away, and I guess sticking a doorway with the Semtex. So fun fact, these walls are indestructible even to grenades. So that's not going to do much. Look how passive this approach is. The defensive 3P Frags know this action is going down at B, so you don't have to commit to A. But if you don't see catches and respawn for a while, if you're the defense, you got to use your common sense. Okay, maybe they're rotating towards A, because you only have to commit to a bomb once you've actually planted.
First blood for Headliner. It's late in the round, too, keep in mind. Bomb is still having to commit to B. Oh, Big JD up top, wins the first. Getting chased down by Headliner. Cannot find the kill initially, but Bushquail and him will combine for the elimination. B-Tom's nowhere to go. It's just one of those things that we see this a lot in the professional scene where you wait for maybe even too long and you don't have access to a bomb site. All of a sudden, you've got one execution left. That's it. That's all you've got is one chance to get to the bomb. And we'll swap back over and take a look as McNuggies and Farm Team have dropped into their second map here, and Camp Snipe Repeat doubling up over towards the A site has gotten this down to a 1v1 versus Krypton, and the Semtex actually will connect. Bomb gets planted for McNuggies, but Camp Snipe Repeat quick to try to retaliate against it.
You brought up yesterday kind of that notification at quote hit marker. It's kind of like a weird white X that shows up if you hit somebody with something, even if you don't kill them. That information alone, I think, helped Camp Snipe Repeat a lot, especially, now the bomb is planted. It's kind of all in your face now, but might be trying to bait the defuse. It's hard to go for these when the other one is still alive and thought he didn't have enough time, but it's 2-1 now for McNuggies.
Yeah, really good stuff for McNuggies. They were tested yesterday too. I mean, we were tested initially because, you had mentioned that, McNuggies making you feel a little hungry. You did pass that off to me. I didn't mention it, but you passed that hunger off to me. Give me some McNuggies with some honey mustard and I'm set. But
some guac.
They were tested yesterday. That's the big thing. They had to go to, I believe, a map 3 to get just to today. And now they're tested versus a very good Farm Team squad. And so far, so good. I mean, Krypton at 4-1, 4 kills in a row. A lot of the reason why they're enjoying this very marginal lead.
Placing those trophy systems so nothing can be thrown. AR has a good amount of recoil on it. You cannot shoot through this tank, but 2 kills come in from Farm Team, and Krypton's on his own again.
Good for the first. Clean. Doesn't miss a shot. Trophy takes care of the incoming grenade. Weird scope, I'll say that much, but hey, if it works for you, it works for you. Camp Snipe Repeat over the top. Oh my goodness, Krypton. Looking like the entire planet right now, not just the Kryptonite, and he's going to find the last gunfight over the middle. Oh, Krypton, 3 kills, 1v3, and McNuggies take a 3-1 advantage.
Man, that looked impossible. When we see these 1v3s, we kind of chalk it up like, GG, go next, I guess. But Krypton, always the last one left, but he made his presence felt that round. So we'll be switching sides 3-1. McNuggies with a decent lead, but not too cozy of a lead.
Oh, not at all. I mean, the fact that you're relying on Krypton to find 7 kills in a row, I mean, you love to see it, but you're sweating a little bit, I'll tell you that much. So it's going to be down to, can they start to get some more participation from Randerson and Duat one? As for Farm Team, all 3 of these guys have been pretty lights out in the history that we've had a chance to watch them play. And, ooh, interesting. Playthrough back alley. They're going to try to clear Delhi here, and it's going to be on to number 6. Beaumont has to respond to this. He needs to either read the play or find a kill. And he's got a knife in hand. Brother, you might need a regular weapon here for this.
It's the Chungus special. I think we just have to call it that now. Except, well, it's not fists. Oh, now this is the Chungus special, and that's 2 kills for McNuggies as farm team are on this massive flank. So, Balmont, it's up to you, bud.
Man, what do you do here? I mean, I don't know. I'm asking, what do you do here? Apparently, you find 1 kill for free. Slides over to Hay Bales. Stays alive. Semtex will finish him though. That's tough. Yeah, really good placement there for McNuggies. I mean, what a bounce back. I mean, day 1 was shaky for McNuggies to even get to this point, but now they're coming out and, I mean, you've got really a stellar performance from Krypton in the mix, but beyond that, 4 kills from Randerson. Love what you see there. McNuggies signed themselves up 4-1 here in map number 2, and they could 2-0 this series. I mean, this has just been a day of full upsets.
I mean, when the show started, I was like, man, I hope McNuggies doesn't go too far because I'm just going to get hungrier and hungrier. And then you brought up guacamole. So I have a bunch of ideas. I'm definitely going to get some nuggies if they manage to pull through this series. It's good luck at this point. First blood for McNuggies already starting off well.
Oh, it's starting up more than well. This is starting off picture perfect. You go up 5-1. Game's over. Beaumont can't respond to Krypton. Will be a trade from Camp Sniper Pete, but look how quickly Randerson wants to take the challenge. He was right there trying to chase down the elimination, but Camp Sniper Pete slips away. Trophy system onto the B site, but he does not want to play, at least not as of yet. And now an opportunity to flip the map around completely as he finds himself a 1v2 from the defensive side of the map.
I see that A is the closest one, and McNuggies maybe have an estimation to where Camp Sniper Pete might be, and he's going to be doing anything but camping. Kind of getting some eyes on B, but I think that was Anderson.
Wow.
Very far range, was able to keep farm team still in, or I guess McNuggies now to 5-1.
Jen, I did not expect any of the results we've had so far today. I mean, map 3s, sure, but these are upsets. I mean, you've got 9-2 from Krypton, 6-3 from Randerson. Beaumont's 1-5? I mean, that's not common. Between Beaumont and Hendricks, those are 2 guys that are typically in the running for MVP consideration, and Hendricks is only 4-5. And that's what I come to mean when we were talking yesterday about you might have some very good individual players, but this tournament's different than the other showcases we've had before. You've got more overall participation. Teams more closely put together. Duat wasn't able to find his first kill. And now a 3v2 for McNuggies to completely surprise farm team.
Just seeing really good positioning from McNuggies, kind of using cover. Not like that, but the rest of the team did what I thought. And 6-1 win for McNuggies when they can always take these engagements in half or 3/4 cover. More likely than not, you're going to win that. Beaumont exposed on the tank. Had nothing to hide behind and was completely caught off guard. Now we can go check in with WQ United versus Sling as a service. This is the map 3 on Miami.
Yeah, this is, wow. I'm so confused. So, okay, with WQ United and Sling as a service, we jumped into them on their standoff to start. They must have had some problems loading into Miami, so they've saved that now for map number 3. So it's a little bit off the normal rotation that we've had, but they're playing the same maps, just in different sequence. And Sling as a service has some really good looks over the B side, especially as Not Harry Z will fall. Drew taking over Hotel, but he's actually the bomb carrier. You have to be careful here, especially as One Dig finds that elimination from top piano. Dorf and Klus getting involved as well. Leaves things just down to I got the juice. Clean first kill, but can he lock down where One Dig is gone?
1v1. Bomb down. You see that icon of the bomb? It's kind of far away from Saz, but you see they got the juice getting close to it. WQ United knew where it was. Trophy system protects. I got the juice coming on the left side. WQ United get that dub and now even things up 3-3.
Wow.
Wow.
All of the wowness for sure. Very Owen Wowson coming through.
Oh, question. So we saw T2P in the little clan tags of WQ United. I'll let you maybe explain if you remember.
That is, yes. The T2P is the familiar. I won't. I don't know if it's appropriate for me to say on stream, but is the affectionate name that we label the duo of Scump and Formal with T2P. We'll say it stands for time to play.
Yeah, I thought that's what. Oh, maybe I'm just innocent and sheltered then. I thought that's because I'm always like T2P guys, let's go. Time
That's
to
a
play.
little more aggressive than time to play, but yes, it is a very stapled mantra in the COD community. And one of the things that usually gets memed down at the beginning of a game is once you see a T2P or a CDL skin in your lobby, you know it's going to be a difficult lobby. So I think we could probably attribute that to be the same thing here as we get into round 7.
So we're seeing the attack kind of poise themselves towards B, and Drew has been found. Defense only have 2 members remaining, but now they know all that action is going down at B, and it's currently being planted by Dorfin.
It's a great plant too. Harry's going to watch the cross from mid-map. You've got Deeg pushing forward. That's his 7th kill in a row. I got the juice. Decent long-range shots. Good prone position though for not Harry, just to make sure that Juice essentially stays contested. Semtex or Dorfenflus not going to connect, but from behind the kill will be there. And WK United snap the tie break, go to a 4-3 advantage. And this is just, again, so smart for not Harry Z. This is after he comes out of that prone position. He kicks right back up to find the final kill, knowing that Juice has nowhere to go.
Now it's just tough, right, for Drew when you're the only one out of sight. Everyone else went to the other one, and at that point, it's not about killing. It's about just staying alive, which sounds very forehead, very dumb to say, but it's what you got to do. Sometimes just collecting intel is the most important first step when it comes to search and destroy. As this bomb in the hands of Sass, aka Drew, look like they want to go towards A.
It's a difficult bomb site to get to because you're essentially just storming the beaches of Normandy. But once you get the bomb planted, if you get the bomb planted, you just saw it there from Juice's perspective. From that curve in front of Hotel, you could actually watch over the bomb from essentially across the map. So it's very easy to defend, pending you could get there in the first place. And I say that with a lot of weight because look at Deeg, number 1 in your minimap. He's all the way behind this play. He's actually going to go ahead and see what the prices are on a normal spa day as he makes his way through Blackwood. Drew on the corner. How in the world have you expected that, Drew? I mean, if you were to put a heat map over the top of Miami, that area doesn't even come up a color because no one ever goes there.
This map is so dark, too. I'm that person who has to jack up my brightness or just really get close to my monitor so I can see everybody running through the shadows. At least there are lights in the important buildings to go through, but in A3 versus 2 for the attacking team. Drew doesn't have enough time to get this down, and WK United will win. I don't think at least win that round, but I don't think we've seen it go the distance like that before.
No, this is incredible. I mean, why? I mean, look, if you're Deeg, you have to be sitting there thinking like, Drew, what the heck are you doing checking that? Like, it's late in the round, all the way at the back of the map. I mean, I'm not lying when I say that no one ever goes there. Nobody ever goes there. So the fact that Drew goes to check it, I mean, Spidey sense has to be tingling for sure because that's an unreal check. So now you've got, ooh, this is interesting. WK United looking to put this game away with a 3-man stack over towards B, but aggression from Sass through bottom piano could meet this pretty quickly, and Drew does find first blood.
And that's important for Sass in general. Drew's always kind of this anchor for the team, especially at these bomb sites, and WK United still committing to this, trying to rush on through, but Dorfin now is the last one left for the attack.
He's going to have a free look over towards B, or pardon me, towards A, which is the good news. And he's planting this, I mean, by where he's positioned, this should be a plant for the beachfront. So if you're looking at Dorfenklus, you want to go beachside towards the boat, but instead is going to go towards Visitor Center, not going to win the first gunfight versus Drew. And Juice is going to sit there and say, Drew, here it is. I've cleaned it off. I've dusted it. You can go ahead and clean this up. No problem.
So shiny, so special. But also getting Drew closer to streaks. Artillery, 3,000 scores, which you got to get. But not the first time we would see Drew with score streaks. I think that happened on Standoff in a previous map. So I think this will also maybe change the way Drew thinks about the game or even plays the game, right? When you're kind of working towards streaks and you're really close to it, if not already have it. Oh, he already has it. So I don't have to, or Deke has streaks too. Either way, you got to play for streaks, which means play a lot safer, try not to die.
Yeah, that's for sure. And it's just, I mean, at this stage in the game, this is, you know, again, we're in round 10. Like, if you're Drew, I think if you were to just kind of coach him up right here, you would say, don't even play for streaks. Who cares? Because by the time that you get him, the game's over. I mean, either you've won round 10 and you maybe have 6 kills, or you lose. You just can't change the way you play here this late in the search and destroy my mind just because score streaks are close. And unfortunately, one Deke has earned some of his own. He lets that loose just as Drew falls. And that means that for slaying as a service, it's all down to Astro Black. 1v3 required to see that round 11 and survive through this quarterfinal.
Map 3 loser out of the tournament. But we've seen a lot of talent. There is the 2v1 engage. Wow. And WK United will pull ahead and move on to our semifinal.
And look, at the beginning of the day, beginning of the tournament, I should say, we were looking at WQ United as a favorite. It's just the way that they got to the semifinals, not what we would have expected whatsoever. But they do survive. That's the big key, but I put a lot of emphasis on the word survive. And as we jump back over to another quarters, we've got Catch Us in a Respawn, currently up by a round versus 3P frags. But remember that their first game was a tight one when we had a small chance to look at it. And BJD, he's going to find first blood, nearly converts onto Bushquail. Very lucky to be alive at the moment. Is going to back away, get the regen, and try to survive through this 2v3 situation.
Yeah, BJD was in such a good power position in that green window. And I mean, almost took 2 people out if it wasn't for 3P, the second person from 3P frags getting away. But there's only 25 seconds left. So this attack of Catches and Respawn got to make a move. And they don't have control of the B site. They're currently trying to clear the building next to it. And BJD is going for a plan.
Oh, headliner for 2, though. I mean, he's saved the round. He's in a great position up top. There's no time to defuse, and that is that's as good as you could ever draw it up from Headliner. I mean, the double is incredible, but the timing of it is even better. I mean, the fact that he gets these kills when he does is great. The trigger discipline, there's one. Thank you. Transfer, don't even lay off the trigger. Finds the second, because, I mean, B-Tom snapped onto him. If he lets off the trigger even for a moment, he might lose that gunfight, but that's 3 kills in a row now for 3P frags, and we're tied up through 4 rounds.
And the bomb actually was never planted, so for whoever was left of Catches and Respawn, I think they needed to challenge that top bedroom. They needed to take that gunfight, because win or loss, that could have gone either way. So 2-2 just shows how close the series is going to be. Headliner is aiming for B.
Oh, but it's going to be Matt. BJD finds first blood. That's Reindeer on the delayed push through, and Big Chungus. He's Red Bushquill around the back of the van, leaving things to Headliner. 1v3. Headliner coming out of Delhi, sees the first. Again, the trigger discipline. How good is that? Finds the first kill. Turns back to Delhi. Oh, couldn't quite get into the reprieve of the Euro spigot of lamb being roasted. Which, that might make me more hungry than McNuggies would. But he nearly gets a solid look at the second kill, and he maybe have had a chance if he wins that to get the 1v3.
Like that Rambo skin. Someone just jumps out shirtless like that on the other side of a van. I'm just like, oh, what's that? And I'm more stunned by the fact that it's Rambo. I'm like, oh, what a good skin that I would get shot at. So not a real advantage. These skins don't give you any perks. They do not change your hitboxes. They just make you look cuter, I guess. But bomb for BJD, and they want to go towards B, I think.
Jen, skins to win. That's like rule number 1. You've got to flaunt the personal style. Has to be.
Shirtless Rambo, then I guess I'll just equip that.
I mean, I don't know what else you would. I mean, really, all the 80s themed skins are absolutely incredible. I'm actually really surprised that all of them got into the game like that simultaneously at that. I mean, Rambo, John McClane. But the kills, regardless of the skin you're wearing, turn up in front of Catch Us in a Respawn. And a lot of it does come off this guy right here, Big Chungus. It's a brilliant first kill, but then the respond to the second, he's got 2 bullets of health. It only takes 1 in damage. Beautiful stuff to get the double. And now 4-2 up. Catch us in a respawn. About to put down a major Cinderella and 3P frags.
And out of all these rounds, the 6 rounds we've gone through, there's only been 1 plant. And it's almost being played out as a death match, because I think it's very different, a 3v3 versus a 4v4. Obviously, that extra person to defend. So it's very hard to get these plants off with the limited backup that you do actually get, because you also want someone to check your flank or to check out the other bomb site even, kind of distract or make some commotion to the other side so the defense are confused. But Headliner and friends posted up in the middle, but look who's on this flank. It's BJ. And I don't know what he's trying to find, a ghost, maybe some nuggies, but there's no one back there.
The thing is, he's going to be able to make sure he gets a look at the backside of this hotel as they try to go for the retake. The bomb was allowed to be planted for free, and BJ does find first blood into Bushquill, who never expected that. So now it's a 3v2, and 3P Frags is going to maybe even feel a bit trapped on the bomb site. Here comes the retake. Chungus finds the second elimination. It's all down to Reindeer, who's in a corner, and BJ demolishes him. Oh my goodness. Clean shots from BJ, and catch us in respawn now, 1 round away from the semifinals.
Well, that, I can tell you right now, that is not Santa's favorite reindeer. Santa only likes reindeers that clutch the gunfights and win the 1v1s. Don't worry, reindeer, you still got 1 more round potentially to prove us wrong. Hey, it's Big Chungus. The Big Chungus special with the fists earlier. For those who caught that, you know, that was awesome.
And, you know, we talked about the fact that going up against 3P Frags, he's going to have to show up outside of just using the left and right fist. And boy, has he. 8 and 3 against a very good squad. BJD, sniper rifle in hand. Chungus with the bomb quickly towards A. How about the defense, though? Full wrap through gas station around the back of this play. And BJ should know, if I have not seen anything up top in Grandma's and B-Toms has seen nothing in the back, they have to be playing through the flank, and Toms reads this beautifully. Finds the first kill, knows there's more to deal with, but Headliner responds. We go 2v2 for only a short time. Chungus tilts the advantage back towards Catch Us in a respawn.
2 versus 1. Big Chungus, it's for the win. I know you trolled around with your fist earlier, but you want to close this out. I think they're more focused on the objective, getting that bomb planted. B-Toms knows where this last remaining member of Bush Quail is, and this is not ideal. He had the element of surprise, and Bush Quail blew it.
Oh, man. And a 3-7 performance is not going to feel great from someone like Bush Quail. He really, I'm sure, it feels like he should be able to clutch this 1v2. Chungus playing patiently, beautifully read, and Catch Us in a respawn. No respawns needed for this tournament so far for them. They take down another heavy favorite, a big performer in 3P Frags, and they make their way into the semifinals with a 2-0 map count through this series. And we head on back. Killer Shadows and crew still trying to stay alive as they're in their matchup versus VZ Media. You'd have to feel like for Back Alley Mafia, this is a matchup they should be able to run through. But look at the performance from Avli. 5-in-1 start, 4 kills in a row.
And this early in the game, you talked about whether it is possible to play for streaks or not. And maybe this early, this could be possible for Avli. And we saw every single time artillery is the score streak everyone is going for, the earliest one you can get. How much of an impact that is. I mean, with 3 airstrikes, they're more likely than not able to get at least 1 kill. And in a 3v2, that really changes the odds of your success. As this bomb from BZ Media, Avli specifically thinking about going to A, but you had said this is the hardest one to access.
It's just so difficult. I mean, granted, these players actually do have the ability of using, I think, smokes and sniper rifles. That's where we initially saw this map be played. It relied on both of those things. Now it's just down to, do your ARs have good long-range gunfight potential? Because that's what it really comes down to. And you even see Bad Rose, a 3-time scope on the Krig. Killer Shadows, though, beats them to the gunfight. All down to Avli, 1v3.
Well, I don't want to jinx the 1v3s because, Alan, we've seen 1v3 clutches. We've seen
sure
those
have.
aces before. But 17 seconds when it takes 5 to plant, you're nowhere near a site. It's time to just go for a jog, you know? Kind of loosen up your knees and your back, get the cardio running, get your heart pumping for the next round, because it's good to just forget about ones like this, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's so difficult because you're going up against a squad in Back Alley Mafia that have borderline embarrassed some of their opponents so far through this tournament. And for VZ Media, I think if you were to look back at their tournament so far, they have snuck through to get to this point. And a lot of it has been off the fact that Bad Rose had a good day yesterday. Avli's had a good day today. But like we continue to mention, one player having a good day is not going to be enough to get through a collective group of three that are all playing well, which has been the case for Back Alley Mafia every single game that we've seen them in. So someone else is going to have to step up here for VZ Media. You're going to get a 3-1 tally, and Click with the bomb is approaching upon B. Stun check will not actually get there, but it won't make too much of a difference because you do have the opportunity to get onto the bomb site and try to get a plant.
Some text is being thrown. Yeah, good idea with the trophy system. You do not want to get naded off of this spot. Click just staring down with the pre-aim. Before you know someone comes around the corner, if you can pre-aim, you're just more guaranteed than not. You'd have to do some crazy jump shot around this corner to try and dislodge these people from that high ground. Shredded. Oh, the patience may be paying off, and Flash got a little too greedy for that one.
Just a little. But 2v2 situation, Killer Shadows inside the Pink Hotel, watching over the bomb plant. They have not cleared Back Alley, though, which is where Shredded is currently positioned. And on the back, Avli trying to come on the flank, but Killer Shadows, if they come around this corner, this will be a free kill. Shredded's not going to expect this whatsoever. Shots a little shaky, but the kill still comes through nonetheless. It's a 1v2 for Avli. Can't quite get down the staircase initially, nor in its completion. And Back Alley Mafia go up 4-1.
Ooh, this is now... We talked about the difference between a not-so-cozy lead and a pretty cozy one. I'm mega chilling if I'm up 4-1. Because, you know, just that extra round win, you go to 5-1, you're on round point. I would be more stressed if I'm the team that only has one round win. And what could you possibly change? You have someone 0-3, someone 1-5. It's up to Avli to just go nuts, but you can't put all your eggs in that basket. That's stressful for somebody. So 4-1, Back Alley defending.
Yeah, the stress is, I mean, we could speculate, but let's be honest. It's a lot. In a position like that where you're already down so big, and you feel like the entirety of the series is weighing on your shoulders if you're Avli. It's so tough. The fortunate news here is that the initial engagement, Bad Rose escapes from, so keeps their life. And now it's an opportunity for maybe a setup over towards A. All three members are stacked this direction. Plenty of time on the clock to make it happen, and it's going to be Killer Shadows that will be responsible to defend this A site hit.
Oh, I'd love to go to a beach right now. I was just like taking a big stroll on the beach and very on the outskirts of the map going towards A. But I like how there's VZ Media is splitting themselves in 3 different lanes, kind of watching over each other and just close enough, just in arm's reach that they can go for trades.
Killer Shadows has read this. Can they stay alive, though? Shots from Shredded BC, decent, but not good for the kill. Does eventually confirm it. Now, 15 seconds on the clock. You've got to go for a plant and look at Flash and Click. They're already on their way over to contest this. If they can just kill Shredded, it's round over, but Bad Rose finds Click. Flash looking to get the elimination, finds it just before the bomb can get planted, but cannot escape with their life. So the round is won by elimination, and VZ Media keep this within 2.
Oof. Within 2, that is definitely doable. Because you're going to be taking a walk at the beach if things don't work out. There's only the map 1. But this is a quarterfinal. And tomorrow we'll have our semis and grand finals. And you want to go all the way there. Back Alley Mafia, they'll be attacking. They'll give that bomb over to Click. And B bomb on this map, as Ellen has said, way more accessible, easier to get to. It's going to be the more preferred bomb site. It's kind of your typical rush of going through the staircase, but taking a more passive approach. Might have spotted Avli's forehead there. And that's a first blood for Back Alley.
Oh, first kill coming through for Click, or at least second kill, rather, I should say, coming through for Click on this engagement towards B. Very nicely found, very quickly found at that. Shredded. Oh, gonna jump the wall, trying to take the quick engagement. Finds one, not going to get the second. And Back Alley Mafia, 1 round away from winning the first map. And this is our last quarterfinal on the day here, Jen. So we're going to determine who gets in as the final squad to our Championship Wednesday.
Ooh, last game of the day. And, well, I would say maybe map 1 not going to be so close, but I'm sure VZ Media can turn things around in map 2. This is a best of 3. So now this bomb goes over to Avli, which we were talking about those score streaks and fortunately not able to get that, which maybe that extra round win off of those streaks would have helped VZ Media a lot, but they got to do so much work to turn the score around.
Yeah, a lot that has to be done here. And I just don't know how you do it. I mean, you're not getting the same participation out of everybody that you're hoping you would. I mean, Padro's at just 1-4. Shredded falls for first blood at 3-8. Avli's going to sneak a plant in, but as soon as this bomb gets planted, watch how many of these blue arrows just turn towards Avli's direction, and they're trying to escape to Back Alley, but Flash tracks them down. It's all down to Bad Rose, and they're not near this play. You can just go ahead and defuse. Bad Rose can't contest this. They're not anywhere near it. That's going to be game.
I'm checking out the rest of the map. If I'm Bad Rose, I'm like, well, I might have screwed myself here. Time to go walk on the beach, because Back Alley Mafia will take map number 1 on Miami. We still have 1 yet to go if Back Alley win that, and still a chance to go to map 3 if the opponent is able to turn it around. But a 6-2 definitely hurts the ego a little bit.
Yeah, it's a big time hurt for sure. I mean, it's just for VZ Media, I think you're just happy to have gotten to this point in the first place. But when you look at the other side of the table for Back Alley Mafia, they've impressed us every single round that they've played so far. And VZ Media, very, I would say, well, very frontwardly, they're not at the same opponent level as what they just came through. So I would have to figure that for Back Alley Mafia, this should be a 2-0 for them, and they'll be our 4th team into the semifinals. But outside of this matchup, I mean, it's been surprises all day long. I mean, results that I never would have expected based on the teams that we had playing up against each other, especially with how convincing some of the results have been, Jen. It's been a really interesting day.
Well, thanks for that segue, best buddy. Speaking of those results, let's look at that bracket to see how today has been shaping up so far. So we're currently in that Back Alley Mafia versus VZ Media quarterfinal. But you see that WQ United, McNuggies, and Catch Us in Respawn, or just, I guess, Catch Us, are in the semifinals. And that'll be taking place tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm really pumped for that top semifinal matchup because for WQ United and McNuggies, you know, I would have figured that Farm Team would have gotten through McNuggies considering that they struggled with Click yesterday. But McNuggies came out with a fire today. I mean, they put down Farm Team convincingly. And WQ United had some problems with SAS. So that's a really tough first semifinal. Catch Us in Respawn, though, like we mentioned, they had a really nice opening round of 24. They got through Ever Warriors today, no problem. And then they got through 3P Frags, who was looking like another major kind of Cinderella story. So that bottom semifinal versus what will likely be Back Alley Mafia will also be good. I mean, we've got 4 really incredible teams. This is going to be one of the more electric final days of any of the Activision Blizzard Media showcases that we've ever had so far.
And speaking of that talent, we want to highlight the best of the best, but we need your help because us tiny brains, but you have a loud voice. Help us decide who our MVP of the Can Classic will be. And our choices are Drew from SAS, Not Harry Z from WQ United,
Ooh.
Hendrix from Farm Team, and Big Chungus from Catch Us and Respawn. We just had to throw him in there with the fist kills that he got at one point, but you can help us decide, and the mods will kind of tell you where you can go and vote for that, but help us decide.
Yeah, and you know, I'm glad that Chungus got into the mix initially because we did see a really solid performance from him in that more tested battle in their quarterfinal matchup. So it's not just the fact that he had some style points to get into the MVP. We also have some actual performances with weaponry that's more traditional to go off of. So yeah, really excited about that. It's going to be a really tight battle. So make sure you get out in there and social and start voting because I mean, all 4 of those players have been absolutely lights out from when we had a chance to see them again. A little bit unfortunate that some will not make it into tomorrow, but it doesn't take away from the performance they've had so far on the weekend. So get out there, vote, and we'll crown an MVP tomorrow.
Well, I think we can go and check in on our map 2 of our series, which Alan thinks is going to go to a 2-0. But let us know in chat. Are we thinking of map 3? Are we thinking a little reverse sweep or something like that? I know maybe not technically a reverse sweep, but we coined that yesterday. It's not, nothing to do with cleaning, nothing to do with brooms. But if you start out ahead and you flub that lead, I know there's probably some football references I can make here, Falcons or something. But yeah, I don't watch sports too much, but I do watch a lot of games. And I'm glad that video games has kind of connected you and I, Alan, and I'm sure a lot of these people together.
Even from your Canadian heritage, you don't watch hockey or anything like that? You don't have a hockey team out there up in the Great White North?
I should. Oh, I like the little accent you did there. Yeah, now that I moved to Vegas, I feel like I'm forced to be a Vegas fan.
Yeah, you got to be a Knights fan.
They're doing well. They're going to the big trophy game there for something. Yeah, that's what I call it. Hope they get a lot of touchdowns or home runs.
Hope they score all the points. They get all of them. They get all the points in their sports game. The slappy puck, I like to call hockey. The slappy puck game.
Slappy puck. Yeah,
it's a great one. No, the Knights are great. They're really, really good. I was actually just in Vegas last month. I didn't even know you were living there.
Nice.
We could have hung out and gone to a Knights game. That would be fun. But
how'd you like it?
I loved it. I mean, it was hot. I'll tell you that much. It was very hot. It was not cold. I'll say that much. But it was a fun time. I haven't been in years, so it was a good time. Just getting into the mix of what we have here. I mean, I think we're both kind of a little bit upset that we didn't get a chance to be in France together. That would have been crazy. But I mean, I'll tell you this much: the action has come to us, and I have felt very, very positive on the day. I mean, this has been the most competitive action we've had. The only thing we're missing is the fact that we're not able to cast it from yacht side environments, which would have been great.
Yeah, if we can ever be in the yachts of France together, that would be sick. I know some French, so I can help kind of order us some food on the menu, maybe some McNugget. I guess you don't need to know French to order some McNuggies or guacamole. I don't know if they have that in France. So hopefully there's a McDonald's everywhere. But McNuggies, I'm definitely feeling that. And they're in the semifinals, so it is good luck to eat nuggies, maybe.
I mean, hey, you never know. I was mentioning it earlier. I am a huge fan of the honey mustard that comes with. I'm a huge honey mustard fan. I don't know what your default sauce is when you go to eat nuggies, but I'm a honey mustard all the way for 100%. Honey mustard for sure.
There's like two camps. There's like the sweet and sour versus the honey mustard, and then there's like the weirdos that just like barbecue.
Yeah, ranch or
I guess
barbecue.
There's your ranch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not me.
Sweet
I'm honey
and sour
mustard
all the way though.
Full on out.
Yeah. I think because McNuggies, I thought it was named after someone who has like McKinney as their last name. So I was like, oh, is it Mick K Nuggies? But I was just told to say McNuggies, which saves my brain cell a little bit. But
your brain cell singular. Your
yeah.
Your one brain cell. That's very relatable. I'll tell you that much. It feels like that at times. I mean, we just kind of went through the whole conversation point of like how age is starting to really feel like it's catching up to us a little bit. Like I forget things constantly, literally constantly. I feel like, I don't know if it's just me, but all the time I'm forgetting stuff.
So we don't want to make anyone else hungry. Maybe we already have. So we're going to throw it to a commercial break so we can get our last player in the lobby. You can grab your McNuggies. You can grab your guacamole or your hockey pucks, whatever you're into. And we'll see you guys right after this.
It's clean next to deal once he finds the opening. It's 1v1.
Running quarters like a millionaire.
Did he get the last one he can? The movement on point.
The fine three somehow still alive. No idea how he's done that.
Shami, he's able to put the ball down.
With precision, is you with it?
9-0, make it 10-0 for Scrap.
this defensive line, and here come the Mutineers! Scuffy with the through piece. 11, 12, 13 for Skies, and it's all up to just one apathy with the triple.
And Clay's doing damage. 4 kills in a row for him.
Rampage, don't understand game. We in the plan
His accuracy finds 2, make it 3. Octane, unbelievable shots from the young man. LaRue with a knife, he gets it. Method sticks it again.
It's game time! They're just as sweet as candy, aren't they? Okay, I got this. I'll give you a hand. Well, you know, not really, because I am a hand, and hands can't have hands. But I can change the game. Swipe and color bomb. Look out! She cracked the candy code. You are an ace, bro, but your style game needs a level up. I think some upgrades are in order. I always carry a spare. Let's go! Whoppa! Won't find these in aisle 5. Ooh, careful. They bruise easily. For the horde! Lock and load. This might be my greatest gift of all. Gaming has gone pro, and I'm taking you all with me. Now that's how you change the game! Head on with it, people! This tournament's not gonna win itself.
Welcome back, everybody, to Activision Blizzard Media's Can Classic. Alan and I about to bring you through the last match, the last map potentially of the day between VZ Media and Back Alley Mafia.
And they're already in the midst of it. And, you know, Back Alley Mafia, I was about to say, they've showcased some absolutely incredible individual prowess, including this little snapper at the end. Actually, this is from Click's POV. He's going to find 2. Avli, no chance to respond. Now, granted, that was a double challenge, but an impressive transfer nonetheless. This team definitely looking like they hold the edge against this VZ Media squad, at least through the first map and this first round here in the second.
And to win that on the attack, pretty important for Back Alley. So VZ Media now, they're on the attack, and they got to even things up. You don't want to start going down 2-0. Thinking of Back Alley, speaking of Back Alley Mafia, guess who's back there? It's already somebody sneaking through in Killer Shadows with First Blood.
Yeah, this is a tough look overall. I mean, it just, when you've got the bomb kind of already struggling to get to a bomb site, very difficult to manage, even more so when you have to collect that bomb and then make a adjustment. Not going to be allowed to, as there will be a second elimination, leaving Bad Rose to the 1v3. Has to clear out their spawn. Flash over the top of this little hay bale heady. We'll actually trap them inside a bakery, and, well, that's Semtex. Not great. No, mistakes were made. Hate to see it.
First, it's the distraction. Hey, look at this shiny thing. Trophy system right there. Climbs up the staircase, nades themselves. I've never seen a sequence of unfortunate events. It's like the new novel featuring this very chapter. So I guess 2-0 for Back Alley Mafia.
Oh, man. Tough scenes. But you have to fight your way back. You cannot go down big early. That's the big key if you're VZ Media looking to send us to a third map. And the early aggression coming through Back Alley Mafia, going through appropriately the back alley. But Shredded Mafia, or pretty Shredded BC, will shred the Mafia up. Avli there with them for the team shots. And Click is going to have to reconsider what they want to do here. Does see Avli on the corner. Beautiful shots. That'll be good for his third 3-0 up.
This is VZ Media with good adaptations too, sending 2 back alley, which usually only do 1. But thinking of back alley, you're going to keep doing the same thing. VZ Media are going to try and break it. There's the slide, and Click wins that. Someone around the corner, Bad Rose, is hot on his tail.
Yeah. I'm hearing, actually, took a look over at chat. It's Killer Shadow's birthday. Happy birthday,
Oh, happy
Killer
birthday.
Shadows. Beautiful shadows is what we'll say now. Killer candles, beautiful shadows. That's what we're going with. I don't remember the last time I had a birthday cake with candles on it, which is sad to think of now that I'm saying it out loud.
Oh, is it like not an age thing? Is there too many candles?
Too
Or
many
not
candles,
enough
Jen.
candles?
It's too many candles you have to put on the cake.
Hey,
It gets to a point
worth,
like
though.
you get out of the individual candles and they just go, we'll just give you the numbers. Like,
Aw. Oh, the bomb's been planted by back alley, and Bad Rose is like, where is it though? I'm trying to defuse. Oh, okay, we found it, and you always got to check the bomb site before you defuse it. Back alley now up 3-0.
indeed. Lit like a candle, but doesn't blow out nearly as easily. I'll tell you that much, that bomb site. It's dumb. I hate myself for saying that out loud.
Beep boop beep.
Beep
Diffusing.
boop beep.
Trust me, that was the dumbest thing said on cast.
Yeah, but yours
so.
is funny. That's the difference.
Avli has the bomb. So thinking of an A side, I think we've maybe abandoned back alley. Oh, maybe back alley are still back there. But I love where Killer Shadows is. Not just hyping you up because they're the birthday boy, but that top window position is, I think, the reason why this map is called Standoff. Trying to get someone from the top of Top Grandma's is impossible,
Yeah.
but a great double kill from Flash.
Yeah, we're on the back again. It's just Back Alley Mafia is just taking over this map. VZ Media are. It's been strange to kind of categorize because you've had on offense, you've had some moments where, like right here, Avli gets the bomb down quickly, but there's not enough help. And the players that are kind of waiting around the back aren't actually fully watching the flank. So it's just difficult because you've got an alley here where Flash just walks on up into warehouse and gets a look at 2 for free. And then once the bomb is planted, you can just hold that position to make sure that Avli doesn't actually retreat away to a safe post-plant spot. So 4-0 up is Back Alley Mafia, and based on how the kills have come through and how this map has played out so far, it almost feels like a matter of time before Back Alley Mafia punch their ticket to the quarters. Or pardon the semis, rather, I should say.
Yeah, only having 1 kill from VZ Media. It's so strange. I'm thinking you're a little mental boom from that last Miami that went 6-2 for Back Alley. And here, VZ Media, you were supposed to kind of shake things off, right? But the bomb has been dropped. Or maybe not even picked up. But either way, 2v2. And it's hard to get a bomb planted when you don't actually have it.
Very much so. But do you even need to plant when you're winning the gunfights this badly? I think that's the big question. And I think we're getting our answer as well. Bad Rose in courtyard of hotel. Hoping for some timing here. I mean, you could just feel the fear in Bad Rose right here. Holding on to a stun. Throws that randomly into lobby. Not going to connect with anything. And it's down to where do you go from here? And the answer is you're going to go pretty much nowhere. Bomb has been collected. Wait a second. Bad Rose going to find the kill into Killer Shadows. No problem. Click from behind. Not going to get an initial look. And Bad Rose has put themselves into a corner where they very well could clutch up. And Click will just steal the bomb and go to B for a plant.
I thought Click could have gotten that kill. VZ if Bad Rose was looking to the left at the perfect moment. That's like COD timing. The stars did not align, but this bomb did. Let's see if that'll be enough for Back Alley to go 5-0.
Good post plant position. Does not see Bad Rose though, at least not initially. Over the top. There it is. Sees the head, couple of tags in, does not finish the kill. Click gonna just play their life, knowing that, okay, I've reset this completely. Check to see. Nope, nobody on the defuse. Hide back over, take some orders. Gotta respect the game. And now an opportunity for Bad Rose maybe to sneak on up. The shots do connect, but not enough for the kill. And Back Alley Mafia go up 5-0.
Man, that was Such a chance for Bad Rose to maybe give VZ Media that first round win. It's so many opportunities. I mean, starts by, finding the bomb like that. But I think maybe they stepped into Delhi and maybe there was a shadow and they just kind of took a quick glimpse. But I thought they crossed paths, but I guess Bad Rose just hesitated, and Back Alley now 1 round away from going to the semis.
And they'll be on the defense where they continue to put pressure through this backside B alley. Killer Shadows up top, deals with Shredded. Tight gunfight. Click working the flank. Quick scope will connect. Beautiful shot from the Swiss. And now last player up top. Oh, why not? Give us the extra action. Woo, that was dirty.
The elbow?
It wasn't an elbow. It was like a little projectile knife. I've never seen that before. I just kind of curled up and also exploded with excitement in the same moment. That was wild.
Oh, I winced at not even the throwing knife, but you like stab him in the elbow. Oh, we'll get to see it again. Oh, it's like the forearm. So I'm like, damn, what did the elbow ever do to you?
That's one of those things that make you go brrr. Yeah, a little sheesh actually going on right there.
I had to slip one in, just one.
But hey, we know who our semifinalists are. That's the big key. It comes through with a clean 6-0 in map number 2 for Back Alley Mafia. So taking a look, our final 4 squads, and what a final 4 they are. WK United, McNuggies, Catch Us in Respawn, and Back Alley Mafia. And Jen, I just realized you've never experienced a Kane Classic Wednesday. We're going to get some custom logos for these teams tomorrow on stream.
Oh!
That's what we really look forward to. I already picturing the McNuggies one. That's for sure.
I'm stoked. We got a nugget. I don't know what Back Alley Mafia. Can we just take a screenshot of like a standoff and back of grandma's? Can we just do? I don't know how pretty of a logo that's gonna be, but that's gonna work out. We need you. We're gonna be putting you to work, chat. We still need to decide an MVP between Drew, Not Harry, Hendrix, and Big Chungus. So the mods will kind of tell you where you can vote for that. I believe it's on Twitter, but we're not the judges here. You guys decide.
Yeah, you got to get out there. Get on Twitter. Vote for it. I believe the link will be sent in the YouTube chat. All of the final MVP candidates are absolutely incredible. You're going to have until, I believe, the games start tomorrow. So make sure you jump in, submit your vote. That's the big key. Jen, before we say farewell, though, I mean, any final thoughts or kind of maybe expectations for tomorrow? Because I'm not going to lie, I will not be bothered for a prediction. All 4 of these squads are going to be really, really good tomorrow.
This is going to be so stacked. I mean, not only are the matches stacked, I mean, the MVP vote, I can't even decide that, let alone, like, I don't want to be, like, giving any predictions away. So I'm just really stoked for tomorrow, the final day. Make sure you guys tune in. And if you subscribe below, you'll be notified when we go live.
Yes, do that. Same start time, though. So make sure that you've got your browser open, ready to go at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. Again, don't forget to vote for the MVP, but especially do not miss the action through all of our semifinals and grand finals tomorrow for the Cannes Classic. And we'll see you then. Have a nice night.